All right, welcome back to DRL Season 2. We got the losers final, dude. Romain versus Kayjuro. They're just checking their classes right now, but these players have both had insane runs at this point. They're guaranteed top 3 finish, which is pretty impressive as well. Romain has taken out a number of super high seed players to get to this point. He unfortunately lost in the winners final against Forsa. It was a super tight match, but I mean, his streak, he's taken out number 3 in the winners bracket, number 6, and number 2 so far, dude. But Kayjuro's also had a really good run as well. He made it pretty far in the winners bracket, but then has gone on a big streak in the losers bracket right now, but should be a very good match, dude. Kayjuro's checking the stuff. So right now, Romain's, I think that's a Commander Standard plus a Madding hand from the looks of it. Also got an Exalted Flesh starting gift. Got Golden Seed too. Pearl Drake Talisman's there. Kayjuro's actually got an Onyx Blade. Or not Onyx Blade. Whatever that one is in this game. Might go different classes, but I don't know. Commander Standard is pretty garbage weapon, but it does have the big buff on it. And then Madding Hand is just a solid fist weapon. So, yeah, looks like they're probably both going to be starting with this class. But it also does have the Gravebird set, which is another jump attack boosting armor set. As we know, the absolute meta setup in this is just jump attack. You dual wield basically, you know, Great Hammers are probably ideal, but you know, colossal weapons, colossal swords, or great axes especially, and you just start jumping, dude. That is the meta, because in this format, it's with auto upgrade turned on, it's very easy to just have 2 heavy weapons upgraded, which is normally not something that's super easy to do in the game when you're, you know, doing normal upgrade stones and having to get, you know, the 12 of each stone type and stuff like that. It's super expensive, and it's very hard to find, especially in a randomizer, unless you get the bell bearings. But even then, it's just too expensive. So, yeah, it does look like Commander Standard, and with the Madding Hand to start us out with that. Like, I think this is the right play for sure. You want to get that jumping attack buff, because if you start with a different class, and then all of a sudden you find a jumping build with double Great Hammer or something like that, you do not want to be the one missing out on that extra damage from the Gravebird set. I want to say it's 10%, but I can't remember. I think it's around 10%. And then Romain's going to go with the Exalted Flesh, it looks like. Kayjuro's going to go with the Golden Seed. I don't think I mean, Exalted Flesh, I don't know how many he's going to start out with, but probably won't make too much of a difference in this one. But yeah, we will see what happens here, dude. Massive match. Like I said, both of these players are guaranteed a top 3 finish. We should be starting pretty soon. Guaranteed a top 3 finish out of a field of... I mean, we can check the qualifiers really quick and see where these players have finished, but here we are, dude. So Kayjuro did finish 5th, so I mean, that's pretty impressive. Top 5. Romain finished 14th as well, which is still in the winners bracket, but I mean, there were over 200 submissions into this, or 200 players submitting seeds and trying to make it into the top 32. And so top 3 in the tournament is pretty impressive, dude. So yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, regardless of what happens, both these players can be pretty proud of how far they got, how well they did overall. It's a long tournament, dude. Both of these guys have played so many matches and done so many seeds. It's insane, actually. It's insane. Also, just how good they got as well. Yeah, Kayjuro's have been so clean. He hasn't died much. He maybe has died once in the whole playoffs, I want to say. I don't know. He's been super clean, but Romain's been the Giant Slayer, so he's taken out so many high seeds out of the winners bracket. We'll see what ends up happening. No, Kayjuro might start with the Greatsword, actually. What else is that? I think I didn't quite see what that was. It looked like that DLC bow. And dude, I can't remember the name of that. It's just great sword somehow. It's insane. Onyx Blade. But yeah, the one from the Tibia Rando, though. What's it actually called, man? So annoying. It is the Steeple, that's right. Yeah. Onyx Blade. DS3 pill, dude, of course. Well, I don't know. I think probably both is a good pick. Definitely the Steeple's like that Frostbite could enable some early Dragon Barrel, which we've seen players do, which is really good. I'm a big fan of the early Dragon Barrel play because you get the right bosses in there, you can get a ton of money, and it sets up your character for the rest of the game really well when you just get, you know, an extra 500k potentially, or like even a couple extra 100,000 runes. Just gets your scaling to the next level, and you just start outputting way more damage. I guess endurance could be a consideration too. It's like if you get some heavy weapons that you want to dual wield, but all right, we're gonna be starting soon, I think, here, dude. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we are gonna be getting different. Here we go, dude. Different starting classes. I mean, it's hard to say which one's better, but I guess we're gonna have to see what kind of builds they end up with, but missing out on that Gravebird jump attack set is kind of scary. But yeah, so as always, these players are going to start out with enough levels or enough runes to get to level 30. And then as soon as you port out of the tutorial, then you lose all that money, so you have to level up. I guess one consideration too is Romain actually got an extra couple vigor there because just the class had higher base vigor, so could be something. Got a little bit more health, but yeah, they get enough runes for level 30, and they also get 30 random items, including physic tiers, talismans, armors, stuff like that. And basically the idea is that you want to get upgraded as soon as you possibly can. And so to do that, we're going to be selling pretty much all the junk that we have, or like all the extra talismans that are worth a decent amount. We can just sell them to this Liurnia merchant, or just any merchant, really. Any interesting? Got gold scarab. I mean, that cat talisman maybe could be something. But yeah, basically we're just trying to get as much money as possible to get upgraded as soon as we can. And all of the smithing stones are available at Round Table to buy. And the reduced smithing stone cost is also enabled for the smithing stone weapons. Got a lightning ball already in the camp. A little scary. We've seen some early lightning ball incidents, I think. And so, yeah, with the auto upgrade, what it means is that... Okay, nothing at this merchant, really. What it means is that you can upgrade something light like a seal. And the reason you upgrade something light is because upgrade cost is based on weight. Yeah, I guess they both sold that cat talisman. But you upgrade... Yeah, upgrade a seal, which yeah, the weight is low on a seal, so it doesn't cost that much compared to upgrading some big, like, ultra greatsword or something. And then what you can do is drop other weapons. Drop whatever weapon you want, and then once you pick it up, it'll be the same upgrade level as whatever you got that seal to. And so, yeah, we're selling everything. Kayjuro's a little bit faster on his menuing and his pathing at this point, by the looks of it, but... But yeah, we're basically trying to get upgraded as quick as possible, try to get some early game money as well. I'm liking Romain's start here. I kind of feel like I would be gravitating towards that matting hand. But there's no... The Steeple is obviously great too, but just the thing that maybe puts it over the edge is that Gravebird set, though. Yeah, and then we're going to be heading over to the academy to check the graveyard that's just outside, try to get a little bit more money before heading to Round Table and then starting to upgrade stuff. Looks like Kayjuro does choose to pick up a few extra items here. They get a Somber Stone. Doesn't really matter, though, because they're going to be upgrading... Oh, my lord, dude. A Magma Worm attacking right at the portal. That's kind of insane. I didn't notice them when they were coming in, but... Yeah, Romain didn't check those extra items, and it ended up working out, but it's kind of... It's risky to not pick up stuff in this, because what we've seen happen numerous times, and one of the scariest things about about DRL is you missing an item that your opponent found. And that does happen, and matches are won and lost on that. So I do like the idea of picking up as much stuff, but then at the same time, you could just end up wasting time compared to your opponent if it's a bunch of garbage. They're both in this graveyard. Nothing really too interesting. Sleep Grease is kind of no good. Nothing great from the looks of it. And Rolling Sparks, like, they are going to be looking for an Ash of War to infuse whatever weapon they end up using. Just because infusions, like, if you go early Dragonbarrow and you have a bunch of strength, you definitely want that heavy infusion. Like, you need that, so you need that to get your proper damage. They're both pretty much in the same type of spots, same route so far, but this is pretty much standard at this point. I mean, some people could maybe... Like, I've seen some people not even get Tempo Quarter this early, but this is pretty much the standard at this point. And go to Round Table and just try to get as upgrade as possible. We'll see what they get to. I didn't see them getting much money here. Ramon's got 22k. Kayjuro's got like 24. Not sure what that'll work out to getting. Anything? We got a Scavenger Curve Sword. I mean, if you can find another Curve Sword, that's a great build. See if any of them pick that up. I don't think they have another Curve Sword yet. But yeah, if you can get like a Scavenger, like especially 2 Scavengers or something, that would be... I mean, that basically just be a better version of the Falks, which we've seen people use quite a lot. I mean, Falks do have that, like, they're pretty good on NPCs too, I guess, but yeah, Ramon's going to use that Matting Hand for sure. And then Commander Standard, probably just for the buff, I guess. Although using buffs, in this format, using buffs is kind of... It's hard to judge if it... Oh, he's upgrading the shield. That's interesting. I guess it only weighs 2, so... 2 Miyazakis, I guess. Yeah, the Steeple gets dropped from Kayjuro as well. See what they get up to. I didn't see what Ramon got up to, but Kayjuro's gonna get... What, a plus like 16 maybe? Plus 18 is what he got to. Okay, that's pretty solid. Yeah, they didn't get too much money at the start. They got Thorny tier in the green spell tier as well. It's a pretty good combo. Another combo that would be great with that Curved Sword setup, if that's possible. But yeah, Ramon's gonna head in. We've seen him do this several times. He likes doing this path where he heads to the Deathbird and Liurnia first. Kayjuro, on the other hand, is gonna go to the Beach Merchant first. Now, going into Liurnia here, I mean, it's kind of... We've seen some really slow bosses for this Deathbird. And it's a little... Like, especially coming here this early. You know, if you get a bad boss, and you can just end up wasting a lot of time, especially if your opponent comes here later. But it's a nice cap, so it doesn't really matter. Either way. And Kayjuro got the Bellbearing for that Merchant. Didn't see what was in there, though. He's looking pretty solid with his Matting Hand. I guess it's got some innate fire damage as well. Haven't used this weapon all that much. Okay, Horse is about to go down, but just keeps whiffing hits. Could be able to get that kill here. Gets a whiff there. Gets a backstab. Very inefficient backstab, but gets a kill anyway. He's got a Worm Face already for Kayjuro in the Beach Cave. Nice damage, though. Gotta be careful on this boss with that Deathblight. No problem, dude. All right, first boss down for both of them. I'm liking the look of that Steeple right now. Especially, again, especially for early Dragonbarrow. So it's hard to say which one is better. Which class was better. It's close. It's always more interesting when both players pick different classes, and then you get to kind of see if one was the better choice or not. But here, it's hard to say. I mean... We do have a Regalia happening. And getting a bunch of whiffs. The damage is pretty good, and he's going to get a Frostbite eventually. Yeah, just getting like... Oh, another whiff, and he gets... Transition attack. Should get a stun soon. Maybe? I get that Frost before this... Okay, there's the stun. There's a call. I don't actually think he got Frost on that, but... Ramon's going to check the Eastern Liurnia other boss as well. I think he doesn't like it. I didn't catch what it was, but... All right, we got Kale coming up here. Whatever it was, he didn't like it. Got a Siluria's Tree. It's a pretty garbage weapon, unfortunately. Oh, we got a Fire Giant phase 1. And he's going to go for it, too, I guess. I was going to check what that Matting Hand... It does have split fire damage, which is not ideal for Fire Giant, especially because he's in water. So this damage is... I mean, it's actually not that bad, though. She's going to do only the tap R2s, which is interesting. Here we go. Charged R2. Yeah, unfortunately, the hands or the fist weapons with this moveset desperately want those charge attack setup. Or like the Axe Talisman and the spiked tier, which they don't have. A Crucible Knight as well in the Bofa Cave. This fire, you know what? This Fire Giant's actually not so bad. He's getting a bunch of stuns too. Nice kill. Well done. Crucible Knight's about to go down as well. Really nice strafe, man. So clean. Yeah, both these players are so clean, dude. That wasn't a Death's Poker, was it? I couldn't tell what... Kayjuro got something that I think he liked. Couldn't tell what it was, though. I don't think... It must not have been a Death's Poker if he's not equipping it. Oh, it was an Omen Killer Cleaver. Oh, boy, that's a huge weapon. I don't know why it looked like a Death's Poker, but I guess he got an Omen Killer Cleaver. Now, that's a really solid weapon. It comes with Wild Strikes on it. Dang, that's a huge find, especially with another Great Axe. This could be massive. Like, and Romain hasn't gone here yet, but he probably should do that cave pretty early. So we should be able to find that as well. Oh, massive stun on double Gargs, dude. It's kind of scary early, but look at the damage, man. Massive damage. Doesn't get a follow-up on that. Their attack. This Twin Blade guy's stalling a little bit. But the most important thing is that he got the first kill, so he should be very safe here. Yeah, gets that stun, takes the riposte, gets the kill. Nicely done. A nice boss to get out of the way as well. Like, double Garg is a dangerous boss. If you just don't have enough damage to kill one before the other flies in, that can be really bad. Let's get that kill. Romain's gonna head back to Round Table now. I don't think he got any more bell bearings, but he's gonna complete his upgrades. Yeah, he has a big amount of money right now. So Romain has a big amount of money. He's getting the Dragon Great Katana, but no Scavenger Curve Sword. I mean, I probably would have picked that one up just in case you find another one. And then you got that jump, like with the Thorny tier, that jump Curve Sword build is huge, man. It just ramps up that multi-hit so fast on those multi-hit buffs. But yeah, Kayjuro right now's got Wild Strikes, or he's got an Omen Killer Cleaver, which comes with Wild Strikes on it. That is an insanely good build for this. Now, double jump attack is still probably better. Like if he could find another Great Axe. But yeah, out of all the single weapons you can get, Omen Killer Cleaver is definitely one of the better ones in this format. I mean, Death's Poker is probably the best one out of the single weapons, but there's also like Starfist. It's a Scar Seal. It's not bad, maybe. Maybe not bad for early game in this graveyard. Maybe not great, though. Especially since health is such a huge priority. The Scar Seal does make you take more damage, but it gives you more vigor, but it's only 3 more, so it's, I mean... not great, but he's going to put it on. All right, killing Bernal here to activate the Bellbearing Hunter fight. He's also poisoned as well. But yeah, make sure to wait for Bernal to die so that you don't rest and then he comes at you immediately again. All right, we got Bellbearing. We got a Margot who is dead. Yeah, we got to watch out for this worm face, man. Got to be careful here. That's a good opening, though. That damage, dude. Now, Romain should be upgraded here. I didn't see if he got to plus 24 or plus 9 or whatever, but DTS happening as well with the Wild Strikes. He's going to just get totally scripted here from the looks of it. Any bleed? No bleed, but Boss doesn't even get to attack. And then Regalia is happening as well. These guys are spacing out the boss fights perfectly for me, dude. There's constantly a boss fight happening at this rate. Extra stone sword key by Kayjuro as well, but look at the damage on Regalia, dude. But unfortunately gets a big whiff. Could have saved some time over Kayjuro there. And I think he still does. I mean, that was a way faster kill. I don't know who's got the advantage right now, but I wonder if Romain's going to go get that Omen Killer Cleaver right now. And again, Romain's got that jump attack chest piece, which could make a difference eventually. Like, if they find another Great Axe, then I would say advantage Romain here, but nothing really at Kale. 6-4 is the score right now, but early leads mean nothing in DRL because it's pretty much just all about pathing. Generally, people have slightly different routes through especially the early game. Just have different boss orders they want to do, if they want to check some merchants earlier or whatever, so a player having a slight boss lead at this point in the match doesn't really mean much, unless someone has a huge incident, right? Like sometimes people will fight a really slow boss, so they'll just waste tons of time where you can kind of tell they're behind regardless, but in this case, no such thing has happened. Okay, yeah, Romain is going into the Crucible Knight where we did get that Omen Killer Cleaver, so he will get that. And Romain's gonna have a great arsenal of weapons here, dude. He's got the fist. Look at the damage, man. Oh, looks like his stream buffered a second there, but look at that damage. Ooh, that Madding Hand is really good. And there it is. Yeah, Omen Killer Cleaver. He's like, oh boy, that's a good weapon right there. I wonder if there was I didn't see if there was a Great Axe they could have started with. Curved Sword Talisman, it's not great. Guard counters aren't really a massive build on DRL. Be cool if they were somehow, though. Like, we've seen people pick up the deflecting tier, but the problem is, if you're going to be deflecting, you kind of still need to wait for the enemy's attacks to happen, right? I think maybe later game that could work, but in the early game, you're just kind of trying to tank and trade with bosses instead of waiting for them to attack you first. Okay, and Kayjuro's doing the Invader despawn strat. That's probably the faster or the more consistent way, but Romain, we know, likes to just kill the Invader usually. Okay, we got double Gargs happening. See if you can get a stun here. Doesn't quite get the stun, but he does get the stun. Okay, and kills just in time. Nicely done, dude. And look at this damage here. I kind of feel like Romain's got the advantage on weapons right now, man. But then again, though, if Kayjuro wants to do early Dragon Barrow, he's probably better set up for that. Okay, Kayjuro's heading to Patches. Romain gets the last stun on double Gargs. Nicely done, dude. Gelmir's Fury in the chest. That's no good. They both have Omen Killer Cleaver pretty early. Patches goes down like the chump he is, pretty much. We'll have to see if they find another Great Axe because at that point, advantage Romain a little bit. I mean, he's just gonna have more damage with that jump attack build. All right, Kayjuro going back. He's gonna finish his upgrades. He did not buy the Scavenger Curve Sword, but he does get some Stone Sword keys. It would be really funny if they find another Curve Sword. I mean, they can always just come back here, I guess. Okay, Patches Bell Bearing. Nothing really too interesting in there. Does have guaranteed Stone Sword, though. And guaranteed Fan Daggers, which are pretty nice in some of the dungeons where you have the Fire Pillar that you want to knock down. It can just save some time so you don't have to run directly to the Fire Pillar first. All right, yeah, and Kayjuro's going to get maxed out here. And I believe Romain's already maxed out, if not, well, yeah, if not +9 or +24 or whatever. Like, he's close to maxed out as well. Pretty clean so far. Score 7-6 for now. Romain's going to take out this Bernal. Slightly different strategy, actually. He takes out the Bernal, and then instead of waiting at the Grace for him to die, he's just going to go kill this Deathbird and then come back later. This is the DTS, so gonna go with the Madding Hand. Damage is great, but The Wild Strike's damage is also great. It's hard to say which one's better at this point. The only problem is Mattinghand's got fire on this weapon, which can be... Wow, that was so nice, dude. Which can be good on a lot of things, but fire can also be bad on a lot of things too. So it's kind of a trade-off. You'd rather, of course, just have like Starfist or something that have bleed plus just pure strike. But yeah, fire's... I don't know. Fire's a tough elemental type, I guess. There are a good number of bosses that are resistant to it. But in the case where you have someone resistant, you can just swap to Omen Killer. So, all right, another Liurna Graveyard. Couple runes, couple ashes, nothing really interesting. Still no Curved Sword, still no other Great Axe. I'm not sure if these guys are thinking about a Curved Sword. I do think it'd be nice to have a double Curved Sword build online just in case. Just in case you need to swap to it, because we have seen the DPS of that build is crazy, especially with Thorny Tier. If they can get some sort of like bleed infusion. But anyways, that's if they find another Curved Sword. But probably what they're really hoping for is another Great Axe right now, so they can dual wield. Nothing at the shop. The dual wield Great Axe build is fantastic. It's probably not quite as good as the Great Hammers because of the poise damage. Like, it's just a little bit less poise damage, I think. Also, I think we got a Warrior Jar Shard. I don't know if that was at the start of the game, but Miranda's about to get Wild Striked. Just like that, dude. Nice. Yeah, and he's going to be heading over to Kaled. I like the path that Kayjuro's taking. It's kind of my preferred path where you're just taking out, or you're checking off the merchants as early as possible, just to make sure you're not missing anything. Because there are massive advantages to be gained if you... So if there's a really good item at one of the merchants, and if you find that earlier than your opponent, then that means you are basically just having more efficient kills until your opponent finds that weapon. So like for a longer period of the game, you're going to be having a better build or whatever you end up finding. And so yeah, the merchants, I mean, so many items you can check there. So if there is something good, I would want to have that early in the run. And that's what Kayjuro's thinking as well, I'm sure. We'll see if Romain does that as well. But yeah, he's a slightly different path, but they've kind of maybe converged on a similar spot. But no, Romain's going to head back to the patches chain. So like Kayjuro already did that. Oh, he's got the Margot, but he's having issues with the Mattinghand hitting him. Definitely the Omen Killer Cleaver here is the play. Yeah, and he's going to swap to Wild Strikes. There we go. Took him a little bit. Took him a few whiffs to figure that out, but... That's the huge downside with the fist weapons, man, is they can do insane damage, insane poise damage, but they do not hit enemies very easily. There are certain bosses in this game that just refuse to get hit by it. Okay, we got a Magma Worm. We might just be seeing a Wild Strike match here, man. We'll hopefully be getting a bleed. There it is. Tries to do a follow-up, but misses on the head. Gets knocked back by the slam. Just didn't have enough stamina to jump it. But doesn't get the crawl, luckily. And gets the kill before the crawl. Nicely done. Romain heading down to Murkwater Catacomb. We'll see if he takes out the boss. A lot of people decide to just grab this Grace and then go to patches immediately because this Catacomb can be a little bit dangerous. There are a lot of enemies, but I think we've seen most people go straight to it. I actually didn't see what Kayjuro did, but yeah, there are a lot of enemies in a very small, confined space here. It's a golden item. Mesmer's Spear, unfortunately, that's pretty garbage. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to be seeing Kayjuro. Kayjuro's going to be checking this Dragon Barrel boss for sure. The Bellbearing Hunter replacement. And Romain gets through that the tough enemy gate right there. We're blockading the way. Oh, and it's a Bale fight. Okay, we definitely did not see Kayjuro doing this. See, this is, I guess this is the downside, but you know what? The fish should be pretty respectable here with poise damage. Then maybe you could do Wild Strikes once you get a stun, but he's not doing charged R2s really. Now, let's see if he can get a stun before phase 2. That would save a lot of time. No, he doesn't because he's not doing charged R2s, man, but the damage is massive. Should be able to get one more hit before he flies away. Not quite. Okay, he's got to hope that he doesn't fly out of the arena here. I don't think he normally does. Okay. Wow, and he actually dodges it somehow, too. That's insane. Who gets hit by the AoE? Okay, Fire Breath should be good to get the kill here. Okay, you know what? Not that bad. Okay, we got a Beastman of Farmazula, so that's actually a fine Dragon Barrel boss. Now, this guy still will do some damage. Also, Ramon got some, I think, some money there. Yeah, Beastman of Farmazula is pretty much like the easiest boss you get here, or definitely one of them. The only downside is that he's not really going to drop much money. We'll see how much he gets, but it's not going to be a huge amount. But at least didn't waste time checking the boss. And oh, but he does get a remembrance, and he got, I think, like 30k maybe, it looked like. Not bad, actually. Yeah, sitting at 35k. I didn't see how much he was at beforehand, but we'll see if Ramon... Okay, Ramon's actually not going to kill the invader this time. He does normally do that. And again, this is the safer play, higher percentage play, because if you get a bad invader... Henricus honestly probably would have been fine, but... If you get a bad invader there, I mean... That's probably what happened. That's probably why he stopped doing it, is because maybe one time he got some garbage invader. I don't know who would be that bad, but... You just get decimated. Like maybe the Okina or something like that. Just get bled. Get bled and killed. With rivers of blood. Kayjuro's going to be doing this early Limgrave path now. This huge chain of... Whoa, I haven't seen this before. Interesting. Just running off the front of the elevator. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and Ramon's heading to Patches, and then probably going to go back and check that bell bearing. And Bernal's bell bearing, which I don't think had really much there. Both of these players have pretty good money early game, though. Got a couple of boss runes. All right, unfortunately, Pat is... Oh! What's happening here? I think Ramon's controller's dead or something. Oh, that's that's devastating. Oh my goodness, dude. What an absolute time waste this is. I think his controller died. Or maybe it didn't die, but it got disconnected. Or he got all tabbed out of the game or something, but he just wasted a good, like, 15 seconds there, because... Dang, that's actually really unfortunate. You hate to see that, dude. I think he plays on controller, right? Yeah, it must have been his controller. Okay, we got a Golden Godfrey. As the troll. Damage is fantastic. I probably would rather the fist here, though, but, I mean... Hard to get a faster kill than that one right there. Yeah, will the fist end up... I don't know, man. Will the fist end up making any sort of difference here? But, okay, yeah, he does get Warrior Jar Shard. I think that was from Bernal's bell bearing. So, yeah, Warrior Jar is very solid with Wild Strikes. It does seem like we're getting a Wild Strikes type of build here. Unless there's another Great Axe. I think for Ramon, he would... As I've said earlier, he's got the... Gravebird set, which I think is the exact same as the Raptor Feather set. Like, I think they're both 10%, but I think Kayjuro heading to an Assassin here. Who's got that Fire Fist on the Miranda as well for Ramon, which is pretty nice. It's that stun, or the like, Fire Stagger, whatever. Assassin's going down here as well. Nice kill. Nice kill by Kayjuro, and not taking that riposte either at the end. Saving even more time. A Vikes War Spear. I wonder if that's any good on NPCs, actually. It probably is pretty good. Never really thought about that. Yeah, that's probably really good. We got a Magma Worm here. I don't think it's Theodorix, though. No, this is Makar. It's a great opening attack as well. Now, I wonder if he could, like, crawl off the edge, but he's not even going to have a chance to, man. Oh, look at that. And the bleed on the last hit, too. Actually coming in. Beautiful kill. And Ramon is now just heading over to another Remembrance, man. Ramon's also now heading over to that Dragon Barrel Merchant. Going to probably take out the double Pumpkinhead, who was also a Magma Worm on the way. We're going to see a Pumpkinhead boss arena here. Another Miranda, but this one's with a Demi-Human Chief as well. Nice one, dude. Yeah, see, Kayjuro's going to bait out that, I forget what that attack is called, but that rain attack so he doesn't get smoked by it. But Romain's got that fire damage, so he doesn't even need to do that because he can just light the boss on fire to get that stagger, but... Okay, Magma Worm, he needs to go with Omen Killer Cleaver, dude. That fire damage is no good here. He's gonna try to get a stun first, but... Oh, he misses a big jump attack on the head. But he gets the charge attack on the head. And he's gonna just Wild Strike to kill him here, I think. Nice, and gets the bleed there, too. Get the Kayjuro on the Veteran Armor set, which is a pretty good poised set, actually, which could work nicely with Wild Strikes. It's maybe one of the best poise to weight ratio armors in the game. Doesn't look like he's gonna swap to it though. I wouldn't mind. I would be so curious to see if that Vikes War Spear. Oh, another Stone Sword key. So interested to see if that Vikes War Spear could be used on some NPC. I mean, they're gonna get an NPC somewhere, so hopefully we see them use it. But they also have Wild Strikes, which is also good on NPCs, so they probably don't even need it. I'm just curious more than anything. Because Vikes War Spear doesn't really do anything else. Ooh, Cemetery Shit with Skeletons dodges this Paralyze attack pretty nicely. Doesn't quite get the one shot though. Okay, now gets the kill. All right, Romain's gonna be heading over to this Beastman as well. No other Great Axe yet. I don't think we've seen another Curved Sword. Ron buying some Fire Grease. Yeah, and got quite a bit of money, so he's getting some endurance, getting some health, a bit of strength as well. Meanwhile, Kayjuro's heading over to Weeping now. This is a pretty chill part of the run, I would say. Where Kayjuro's at, but yeah, let's see what this Beastman does. Stun in 2 hits. Gonna start Wild Strike, but gotta be careful with this damage. That's what I was saying. I mean, even though this is a Limgrave boss, his damage is still pretty significant with the scaling. Whoa, it looked like he was gonna do the Wombo combo attack, and he just didn't. Gets another stun. And gets the kill. Nice kill, dude. Yeah, good early boss to get there, but yeah, what I was saying is Kayjuro's, this path that he's taking right now is kind of the most chill part of the whole... Oh, they're getting so many Stone Sword keys. Most chill part of the whole DRL route, I would say, because, you know, you're only in Limgrave, so the scaling isn't that high. It's not that risky, but we do have a Ghost Flame Dragon here. See if this damage is any good. It's not great. But yeah, you don't have too much to worry about here. You're kind of just like, okay, we've got our build set up for now. You're likely going to be super upgraded by that point, and you're just kind of going to kill a bunch of early game bosses, so... Really nice Ghost Flame kill, though, man. Gets the big stun. Doesn't whiff any hits, which is very important. We have seen people lose a lot of time on these dragon bosses because they whiff hits, and then they don't get a stun, and then they fly away or something. Or, you know, they could have gotten the kill if they didn't whiff, but then they whiffed, and then the boss flies and gets stuck somewhere. Not the easiest thing to do, though, especially if Romain's going to be using those fist weapons for a long time, because fists are... Even in normal gameplay, notorious for just whiffing bosses because they have such short range, but then combine that in a randomizer where you have bosses in random arenas. It's very bad, and it can be very tough. So, like, even though their damage and poise damage is great, they're not always the best option because you need to be able to hit the enemy in order for that huge damage to come into play. All right, Kayjuro with a nice jump up. Gonna grab this Catacomb Grace, and then you have a bunch of different pathways here going to kind of southwestern, I guess, Weeping. You got the like Everjail plus the Miranda boss. There's also a church there, which some people decide to pick up the Sacred Tear from. I'm not sure if these players will. Kind of like a safer thing to do, but it does take extra time. And then there's also the Avatar into the Scaly Misbegotten boss. Romain's heading up to that gold free now. I would rather the fist here for sure, but he doesn't do a charge attack there for some reason. You can get a free charge attack when he spawns in, or when he jumps in like that. Yeah, look at that charge attack damage though. Nice kill, and we got a Divine Beast, dude, with a crow as well. Wow, good attack by that crow though. And now, which Divine Beast is this? We have seen numerous deaths to Deathblight Lion. But, you know, in an open world area, it's not as bad. He misses a big charge or two. It kind of wasn't even close there. See if he can skip a lot of that phase 2. But yeah, in an open area... Can he get the stun in time? He can't get the stun in time. It is Deathblight Lion, but he's in an open area, and those basilisks should be far away, and it doesn't even matter because he's early in the game, but nicely done. Ramon's heading into that same big Limgrave chain as well. But yeah, that Deathblight Lion, especially in a small boss arena, is potentially just devastating. We've seen numerous deaths to that situation. Also, by the way, Ramon's only at +9 right now. Kayjuro did get maxed out. That is something. Although +24 versus +25 is not like the end of the world, but +9 versus +10 is pretty significant. But yeah, in an open world area, the basilisks just spawn. They spawn in where the divine beast spawns in, I believe. I think that's how it works. Also, really nice Macabre, by the way. It's big stun. Wild strikes on the head. But yeah, so in an open world area, you kind of just want to bait the Deathblight Lion away from the spawn, and then the basilisks aren't really a problem. But how we've seen people die is in a small arena, basilisks spawn in, and you know, Deathblight everywhere. The divine beast starts spewing Deathblight everywhere, and then you just have nowhere to go. So okay, God's Gun Apostle. Now, which one is it? Okay, it's the normal Apostle. Let's just be pretty quick. It's a big stun. It's the kill as well. And we're seeing that Miranda plus Demi-Human Chief get destroyed. Not going with the Matting Hand, though, but it doesn't even matter, I guess. Man, that was fast. An hour and a half in, 18-17 to score. Again, the score, like, I wouldn't say one player has a massive advantage or anything right now, or is behind or ahead. I would say they're pretty much going at the same pace. Just they've done different things so far. Ramon's killed a few Liurnia bosses. Kayjuro is just further on this weeping chain, so... Grabbing that Sacred Tear from the church. More Sacred Tears. I think it's pretty much always a good idea to just get a good number of Sacred Tears on these runs, because it can end up... I mean, obviously it takes more time to get them, but then it can end up saving you time on boss fights. You just get a bigger heal, then it may enable you to only heal once, and then that means you don't end up getting hit by another attack from the boss, and it can sometimes spiral out of control when you don't have good heals, and you got to heal like 3 times every time you get hit. We've got a Bellbearing Hunter here. Gets a massive stun. And here's the Cemetery Shade. He's just going to Wild Strike him. That was pretty nice. I was going to say, the Cemetery Shade actually can do some insane damage, especially later when the bleed... Like if you start getting wombo comboed, the bleed can build up really quick. And the combo can just do a lot of damage. So it could be easy to die against that boss maybe later in the game, but Ramon knew that it wasn't that risky this early. Okay, we got the Fell Twin Duo. Oh man, is he gonna just Wild Strike both of them? Look at this kill, dude. Oh my goodness, what a play that was, man. When he gets bled, that was actually close, but what an insane kill. That was perfect, dude. Really, it feels like you couldn't really do much faster than that. Stone Sword Key, we got Gravitas there. But the problem is you can't... They can't infuse the Omen Killer Cleaver right now, because then you lose Wild Strikes. And you see how good Wild Strikes is. That is the one downside with this weapon, maybe. I mean, if you could even call it a downside, really. Oh, we're going to be... I think we're going to be seeing that early Dragon Barrow now. Oh, yeah, Kayjuro's going to be heading the Dragon Barrow, and he's got the double stats effect build, dude. I kind of like this play. That's what I was saying with the Steeple. It does enable this play. Because you have Frostbite, and now you got Bleed as well. Ramon heading to that Ghostflame Dragon, but we're about to see some Dragon Barrow here. Oh, it's a Spear Caller Snail. That's perfect, dude. And the Crucible Knight didn't even aggro. Well, not yet, at least. Oh, now he's going to aggro. Kayjuro's also got that Golden Foot ready to go. Gotta watch out for this damage, dude, but... Okay, Spirit Collar Snail is a perfectly good boss to get here. Also, Ghost Flame Dragon goes down as well. You'll be able to get the kill right here, I think. All right, first Dragon Barrow boss down. Now, it's not going to be a ton of money since that's a Liurnia boss, but it'll be a respectable... Yeah, 50k. I mean, that's not bad. And he gets Wild Strike's Ash of War. I was literally just talking about how that's maybe a potential downside of this weapon, is that you kind of don't want to infuse it the whole time, although it's not really a downside, but now he's found Wild Strike's Ash of War for the weapon. So now we can heavy infuse this thing. And he's going to be looking real nice. Now, this is going to be a pretty big advantage to get an infusion this early, dude. We'll see if Romain goes early Dragon Barrow as well, but... Because now, yeah, now you got that strength scaling with Wild Strikes. And he's going to go Cold Infuse, which I really like for this, for Dragon Barrow. But that is massive, dude. Looks like a Tree Sentinel, maybe? Yeah, Tree Sentinel. Now, don't know if it's the Limgrave one or not, but gotta be careful with this damage regardless. Nice strafe underneath the poke. This Frostbite's going to be coming in massive here soon. Because not only do you get the massive damage proc, but you also reduce the enemy's defense, so you do more damage after. There's the massive proc. It's a big stun as well. Ramon's dealing with a crow right now. He's trying to fight that Divine Beast, but he identified the crow immediately. Meanwhile, Tree Sentinel, probably the more dangerous thing that's happening right now. Nice dodge on the shield bash. Okay, goes underneath that one as well. That's got a lot of active frames. Nice dodge on the shield slam as well. I'd be so scared to see this guy's damage right now. Meanwhile, Divine Beast is going to phase 2. Oh, I really like the fist against the Divine Beast, but this Tree Sentinel has gone pretty well. One more hit should do it. Nicely done, dude. Now, which Tree Sentinel was this? Okay, he's got the Golden Foot, and I wonder if he's going to be able to kill... Yeah, it gets 100k, dude. I think that must have been... That must have been the duo one, I think. But Kayjuro's looking really good right about now. He's got Wild Strikes with a Frost Infusion. He's getting big money here as well. Not the biggest you could get, but got the Golden Foot active. So we'll see how many bosses he can end up taking out with this. Doing this little skip down on the roots here. It's pretty quick. And there's also a graveyard over there, which he's definitely going to want to check. Look at the strength, man, and the scaling's going to be coming in massive. So when will Romain do Dragon Barrow? I wonder. It's a Morgott. So this is going to give huge money here. Although I think... No, he's still got the Golden Foot. This could give massive money, and it should still be active by the time he kills the boss, but gotta be a little bit careful. You gotta respect his damage here. Trying to go for a stun. Should be able to get it here. And a Frostbite proc on the same hit. And Morgott's also super weak to bleed. This is a perfect boss to get here, dude. Tons of money plus weak. Oh, nice. R2. That's going to pause us happening at the same time in Limgrave, but we got a Dragon Barrow Morgott happening. See if you can, I wonder if you could try to get some Wild Strikes off. Like, right. Watch the grab. Nice roll. It's a bleed. Nice dodge on the hammer. This should be it, dude. Oh, boy. Let's see how much money he gets from this one. That's going to be massive. And he can't teleport back because then he loses that Golden Foot, but... This is going to be a massive amount of money here. 560k. Oh, my goodness. He is so set, dude. That is insane. I haven't really seen many people use Golden Foots, but he's at 57 strength. Like, two-handed, he's almost at 99 already, dude. And he's going to switch back to that heavy infusion now. I mean, you can't really go wrong, to be fair. With 59 strength. Go check who this last boss is, but got a graveyard here. See if he gets anything interesting. Another Stone Sword Keep. So not great, but Kayjuro's setup right now is incredible. But you know what? That strength for the Matting Hand too, like, could be pretty good, I guess. But you can't infuse it though. All right, who's this last Dragon Barrel boss? It's a troll, so this is perfect. Now, I wonder if we're going to see him go down into Dragon Barrel Cave. I'm not a huge fan of going down there, but we'll see what he does. But yeah, trolls should be absolutely no problem. Just Wild Strike should just kill him here. He's getting a couple headshots. Gets a bleed proc. Wow, what a Dragon Barrel this has been, dude. Looks like he's going to head down to Dragon Barrel Cave. I mean, he's got such a good build right now that's actually not that risky. But the one thing about Dragon Barrel Cave is that if you commit to the boss, then and like especially if you have all that money that you just got, you're kind of locked in the boss fight, right? So that's the downside. He's gonna get more health. I think he's gonna do it now because he's got a great build. So I guess you may as well. Like I think there should be some situations where you don't have a great build, then you would leave and you would like maybe pick up the Grace or something, but Romain's fighting that fell twin duo, and it's not going nearly as well as it did for Kayjuro. I mean, he's taking a lot of damage here. Gotta get that Wild Strikes going and the bleed procs. There he goes. Yep, gets the bleed proc, interrupts. Okay, gets the kill. I mean, it's hard to be faster than Kayjuro's kill, where he just simply Wild Striked both of them at the same time. Get an ulcerated tree spear down here. Actually, not bad. I kind of feel like I'd rather my Frost Infusion here, though. Just gotta watch out for that grab, dude. I wonder how much that would do. The grab and then maybe the AoE could be a problem. Ooh, gets hit by the head slams. A lot of damage, man. Strafes the follow-up one. Big missed punish opening. Like, that's pretty much the biggest punish opening on this boss because you can get 2 easy headshots. He gets hit, so he doesn't get it. He's gonna start Wild Striking underneath the slam. Okay, this AoE. Oh, that's half health gone. He's gotta be so careful, man. And neck attack. Gets a big stun. See if he gets a bleed in here. There's the bleed. Having a hard time hitting the head, though. Tries to take the repose, doesn't get it. One more hit should do it, and he gets a good attack. Nicely done, dude. That should be also some more big money. And Dragon Barrow, just like that, is done. Fully cleared Dragon Barrow, and he ended up getting at least like 800k right there. Okay, maybe not 800, but he got like over 500 from that Morgott. So he's probably got like 700k or so. From that Dragon Barrel, plus the Wild Strikes Infusion. So, I mean, he's sitting pretty good right now. We got a Siluria for Romain. And it's funny, he didn't actually end up using the Steeple there at all. Because he didn't really need it, but... Yeah, Siluria goes down. Yeah, that's where the fan daggers come in handy, is when you're going to these fire pillars. You can knock them down before you get there, so it just saves time. Romain having a little bit of a crow incident. Now, when will Romain go to Dragon Barrow? Dragon Barrow is massive on this, so... Hopefully he goes there soon, because like now with this, Kayjuro's at like 60 strength, basically, so... With a heavy infusion, that damage is going to be so much better than uninfused at like lower strength, of course. But still no other great... Like, they haven't found many weapons on this, really. Yeah, we'll see direct comparison on the Siluria fight. Yeah, look, dude, look at the damage. It's insane. Okay, we have an Estelle. See, it's these longer fights, even in Limgrave, that having that insane strength scaling is going to save a lot of time. I mean, Romain's, though, is doing this perfectly. He gets a big stun, just going to get the kill, so... It's not that bad. Kayjuro also having that crow incident. Nice Estelle, dude. Estelle can easily meme by teleporting outside of the Everjail walls, but it doesn't happen that time. Yeah, they're close on bosses right now, 26-25, but Kayjuro has done Dragon Barrow already. So I'm kind of inclined to say Kayjuro's in the lead. And at the same time, he's also got a way better build. Same weapon, but he just has... I mean, he's got to be like 40 levels higher at least. At least 40 levels higher right now. And it's just all into strength. And he also has the infusion... He has the Wild Strikes Ash of War, which he's used to infuse his Omen Killer Cleaver with heavy. So He's got way more strength, and he has that heavy infusion. Also, Romain just picked up the assassin armor, which is not bad. Okay, Kayjuro having some issues. It doesn't matter how good your damage is if you don't hit the boss. Oh, he's gonna get a teleport. Uh-oh. Okay, he gets the grab, but then where's the boss gonna end up here? He can get a hit off. He does. Yep, that's the scary part, dude, is the boss can teleport outside. Now, he didn't get the meteorite there, though. That's pretty good. But yeah, this is some time loss here. I mean, he's kind of lucky he hasn't gotten the meteorite. How's it not happened yet? But yeah, this is a massive time loss here. That's what I was saying. The caster jinx, surely. The boss can just teleport outside. Oh boy, is he still outside? He'll be able to get a headshot here, though. One more hit. And he's going to do meteorite, and he cannot hit his arm. Oh, no, he can hit his arm. Dang, he just gets it. Okay. I mean, that could have been a lot worse, honestly. But he gets the job done. Definitely massive time loss compared to Romain, who had a very clean fight. He just gets the stun before even a teleport happened. And Romain is in Dragon Barrow all of a sudden. And yeah, he's found the snail as well. I think he was a little confused at the start there, but he does find the snail. He does unfortunately aggro the Siluria, but it's not really a huge problem. I'd be a little bit scared to see how much damage, but he actually gets a stun on the snail, and then, oh my lord, he turned away for some reason and didn't get the kill. That's insane. That's so funny. He had the kill, but he just turned at the last second. Okay, he does kill the snail, so now he's going to get wild strikes as well. So now that huge advantage isn't so big anymore, I guess. And there it is. Yeah, his face lights up. He's like, oh boy, that's wild strikes. I can now infuse with heavy or frost. We'll see if he goes with frost. I mean, Dragon Barrow statuses are really good. Now, does he have the golden foot, though? Is the question. Because that golden foot was big on that Morgott. Okay, Adan dies instantly. Got 33 strength right now. He's going to infuse. He goes heavy. I think frost was probably better. Like, especially considering the strength isn't that high, but we'll have to see, I guess, actually. He's going to go with that lightning buff. Yeah, frost was probably the better play, but at least he still got bleed. Some pretty solid damage, man. The only thing is like, where's another Great Axe, though? Because this build with another Great Axe as well, and you have the jump attack option, like, that would really put Romain's build over the top, I think, because he's got that Gravebird set. But yeah, this damage is so nice, dude. With that grease as well. The lightning grease is doing some work. Nice dodge on the shield bash. Kayjuro's going to that Bale, and you know what? He's going to save a lot of time, most likely, because he's doing this so much later. If he gets a stun, that is. If he doesn't get a stun, it should be pretty much the same. Also, Tree Sentinel goes down so fast, dude. He's going to port back and do the skip down to the Morgott. A little foreshadowing right there with the Morgott remembrance. But yeah, Bale does fly up. So you know what? It's actually not a huge time save for Kayjuro this time. And Romain whipping up the Commander Standard as well. One more hit should do it on this Bale. It's definitely still a faster fight. But because he didn't skip phase 2, it wasn't that much faster than Romain's kill, which he did much earlier, so. All right, Commander Standard buff. We got this Morgott. Now, I don't think he does. You know what? He's got the Gold Scarab, too. I kind of forgot that they have Gold Scarab, but Romain's not using that Golden Foot, I guess. Maybe he didn't find it or whatever. That's a huge stun. Wow, he's doing this really well so far. To be able to land a massive charge, like even 2 charged R2s here. Oh, he goes for Wild Strikes? That's a bleed. He could have easily set up a phase 2 stun and just killed him right here if he did 2 charged R2s there, but he's just going for Wild Strikes. He's going to do swords. He's doing the grab. You just strafe this and Wild Strike it. You're going for more R1s. Nice roll on the hammer. That's the stun. Nicely done, dude. But let's see how fewer runes, though, Romain gets here. He got like 100k less from that. I mean, that's It's not a huge deal, honestly, but that is something. Yeah, he didn't use a golden foot there. So yeah, Kayjuro got to 59 strength after that. Romain gets to 53. But, you know, that's not a huge deal. Okay, Sanguine Noble goes down instantly. We'll see if Romain heads down to Dragon Barrow Cave. I guess it really just does depend on how good your build is. If you want to head down there and how much health you have, stuff like that. That's another Stone Sword key. Kayjuro's heading to Margit right now. Probably going to finish off Limgrave and then head... I mean, you have a lot of options here. Liurnia's sitting there. Kaled. Start picking off boss chains now with such a great build that they both have at this point. If there's that troll, which is definitely a green light Dragon Barrow boss. You have to be very picky here with which bosses you decide to fight in Dragon Barrow. And it does depend on your build as well. He doesn't quite get around to the head. The head does take a lot more damage on these guys, but he gets a bleed proc. Nice, dude. Finishes the weapon art, kills him in style. Also, Darwell goes down before I can even see him do anything. Ooh. Ooh, dude, a little sketchy going down the branches for Romain there. Didn't look super clean, but no problem. Okay, so Kayjuro's gonna be heading over to Kaled now. And Romain is heading into this Dragon Barrow Cave where we do know it's the Tree Spirit. And Tree Spirit's a little dangerous, but Romain's got a good amount of health here. Should be no problem. Yeah, Kayjuro heading to the Dragon Barrow Ruins. Romain falls all the way down into the group of enemies here. And he dies, dude. Oh, no. He falls down, gets comboed by 2 DLC enemies, man. Oof, that is not what you want to see here. Oh, boy. What a big mistake, man. There's no way he meant to fall all the way down there. He just missed the ledge. And just like that now, Kayjuro is absolutely in full control. He just needs to not die. And the way this works is whenever a player dies, their score gets locked at whatever it is, whatever it was at the time of their death. So right now, Romain's gonna be locked at 30. The only way that score gets unlocked is if Kayjuro also dies. And Kayjuro just doesn't die, man. He really doesn't die. I think he's only died once in the entire event, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, just such a simple little thing too, man. Like we've seen people die to some like devastating boss combos and maybe some like questionable choices going for bosses, but that was just like a pathing error right there. Unfortunately, he just missed the ledge and then got some unlucky enemies. He got comboed by a fireball from a DLC mage plus a blood fiend, and he just died. Like he didn't even really have a chance to do anything once he fell down. Like it was over. Commander O'Neill, by the way, gets smoked by Wild Strikes, but yeah, this is not what you want to see, but he's decimating this Tree Spirit. So the only way Romain can really have a chance of winning this, Kayjuro needs to die. Because Romain's score will be locked at 30 unless Kayjuro dies. And Kayjuro's already past 30, so what that does mean is if Kayjuro just simply stopped playing the game, he would win. But these players don't know... They're not allowed updates. They're not allowed to look at chat. They don't know what the opponent has done or if they've died or how many bosses they've killed, anything like that. They have no information. So they play on. And that's certainly what makes it more interesting. Now, Romain's going to mountaintops here. They do have mountaintops and Jagged Peak as the Graces. Kayjuro's doing Caleb, but we got mountaintops. I don't know if I've seen much mountaintops here, dude. And there's the boss just sitting. I think that's a consort, dude. I'm not mistaken. I think that's a consort. Does make sense, though. I mean, there are a lot of bosses in mountaintops that you can quickly access. Also, Knight's Cavalry dies instantly. He's fighting consort in mountaintops. This is kind of sketchy, dude. I don't know if I like this. I mean, especially when there's so many other places to go right now. Like, it seems like a pretty low priority area. This is a weird play, man. Wow, nice dodge or strafe underneath the cross attack. Yeah, and especially this boss doesn't really set up that well with this Omen Killer build or the Cleaver build. Because you can't really Wild Strike this guy because... Oh! I just say that and he gets a stun, but he does one Wild Strike, gets a riposte. Tree Spirit and Kaled happening at the same time, but Consort it's happening on the left. Nice dodge on the slam. This is a weird one, dude. I think Mountaintops is probably just one of those areas you keep in your back pocket. Okay, Kayjuro's got to be careful here, dude. All of a sudden, he's on a quarter health. Nice dodge on the swipe. Oh boy, he's close to making this a match right now, but he gets a stun on the Tree Spirit and gets killed. Nicely done. But yeah, there are a lot of bosses in Mountaintops, but I would just probably imagine you want to leave this until you've completed all the other easy stuff. Consort, he's one hit away. Oh, he's not even healing, dude. I wonder if he's just thinking like he died, it's over, but it's definitely not over yet. But he does get the kill. Oh my goodness, dude. I mean, 2 deaths at this point would pretty much just seal the match right now. Wow, he gets the Consort kill. This is interesting, man. I mean, his build's great, so I guess I can kind of understand it, especially, yeah, you got Vike up here, you've got Commander Nile, which there's actually an added Spirit Spring in the mod. Gets him, he's trying to skip up to Vike. This is... Meanwhile, Kayjuro's fighting Flying Grail, who's replacing the Deathbird. But you know what? Maybe Romain's just trying to get as much money as possible here. But he's already pretty high level, though, I guess. But yeah, he's trying to farm money early. But the concern with doing this is, will you run out of time on early bosses or like easier bosses at the end of the match that you just left? Ooh, yeah, it's Plasdusax, and he just lost 300k. Oh boy, it's kind of going from bad to worse here, man. Because now, if he was doing this for money, he just ended up losing all of that Consort money. Yeah, Mountaintops is kind of a weird play here, but Kayjuro's just kind of cruising along here through Kaled. But yeah, there's also, yeah, there's the Commander Nile. Down goes balls, by the way. Commander Nile, there's the Deathrite Bird, there's the Avatar, like the splitting Avatar. So... Hey, Kayjuro heading to a Godfrey fight here. And it looks like, yeah, Romain's going to keep going through Mountaintops here. Yeah, Godfrey. This is one of the highest scaling bosses in main Kaled. The X-Ikes arena, but man, his damage is so high right now. He's going to Wild Strike to finish him off. All right, Romain getting to a falling... Is this full grown? Falling Star Beast. Gets a big stun on him. Nice dodge as well. A couple more hits. I mean, I guess I kind of... I do kind of like the Mountaintops play, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe you need a better build for this to really... He does get Morgoth's Rune, though. You know what? Like, I guess that's pretty good. It's unfortunate that he's already died, though. Okay, Jar's going with the Radan's Rune. Yeah, see, so they added a Spirit Spring down here. It's just... this is an interesting timing, I think, to do Mountaintops here. Kayjuro's kind of doing the more standard route where, you know, you get your build set up, you do the risky play with the early Dragon Barrel, but it pays off. And now... Yeah, now you just kind of clear out the earlier game stuff with an insane build, but Romain's going for, like, everything here. And it's a solitary jail knight. I mean, this is probably a skip, too, isn't it? Oh... The damage he's going to deal is insane. Like, he might die in one Ash of War. Oh my goodness, goes underneath the crossbow attack, but you know his damage is okay. He just has to not get hit, pretty much, because I'd be so scared of that damage. Now, Wild Strikes gets a bleed proc. Just going to do R1 spam. Jacob P. Drake is happening for Kayjuro as well, but he gets a big stun. Gonna get the kill as well. He gets the heal... wonder if he's going to go check that death ray bird as well. I mean, you know what? This Solitary Jail Knight, as long as you don't get hit. Like, this is actually okay. But now he's two-handing his sword. That's scarier. Ash of War, nice jump. 2 more hits should do it, I think. Nice outspace. Oh, gets bleed on the final hit. Nicely done, man. Great kill. Meanwhile, Kayjuro's just kind of prancing along through the earlier game sections. It's a pumpkin head. Just in zero danger at all. But I'm wondering if this is a standard thing for Romain to do when he gets a Mountaintop's Grace. It's like, go early Dragon Barrow. Because we're not even an hour into this match yet. Go early Dragon Barrow and then, you know, just start clearing out Mountaintops to get a bunch more money. But, you know, like, he lost that huge consort money, though. We'll have to see. I mean, at the end of the match, if... you know, if he still has time to go kill all the stuff that he would normally kill. Wait, who was that? I didn't even see who that was. I missed it. There's a Marga goes down for Kayjuro, though, but I didn't even see the boss that Romain just got right there. But he doesn't like it, so that's the danger of doing these late game areas early, right? Or even at all, is you have to be picky with the bosses, and that does mean you're risking running all the way to a boss and then not doing anything and not gaining anything because you're just leaving the fight, right? So that early mountaintop strategy, which I've never seen before, ends up not really doing anything, unfortunately. Like, and now all of a sudden Romain's down 6 bosses. But yeah, maybe he just, I don't know, maybe the death had a factor in that and he just kind of wanted to I don't know. Just want to try something different because he died, but I'm sure that strategy could work out because there's so many bosses there. I just think maybe leaving it until a bit later, unless you need money. Like, if you need big money and your build's kind of... Wow, down goes Emir from Kayjuro. Like, he's just cruising along, dude. But yeah, if you're lacking money, I could definitely see going to check a few bosses there. But he's pretty high level already, though. I don't know. I think it could have worked with some better bosses there, but just a few unfortunate bosses like Placidusax. And I didn't see who the last boss he skipped was, but... All right, Kayjuro heading to a Rotten Avatar. Romain is in Celiac Tunnel doing the skip. Dude, Kayjuro is just cruising through the match here. Let's see if he tanks it. Oh my goodness, what a great play that was. Although I say that. Oh, he only got hit once by the Golden Lance. That's pretty rare, actually. Usually if you get hit by one of them, you're almost guaranteed to get hit by another one, but... Beautiful kill on that Avatar. Okay, well, now all of a sudden, Kayjuro does have an 8-boss lead, and Romain has died. This is going to be a really insane comeback if this happens, dude. He's going to need a miracle, but Commander O'Neill goes down beautifully with that Wild Strikes. And that Wild Strikes finisher as well. Kayjuro heading into Academy Crystal Cave. But yeah, Romain will catch up on bosses here. But again, like, Kayjuro is so clean. He just needs to not die and he wins. So, and he's good at that. Like, and I mean, to be fair, both these players are top 3 in the whole league, so they're both good at that. But Kayjuro is one of the cleanest players I've seen in this format. And he's just cruising along right now. Hasn't really had any super close calls. Everything's been very calculated. Has gone to low health a few times, but, you know, just like some calculated trading with the boss to get the kill. He hasn't really been in any significant danger I can think of. Maybe there's like one, but find the Guardian Golem, gets a stun. And try to riposte, gets the kill. Gets to 43 bosses. It'll be interesting to see if Kayjuro decides to go to Mountaintops at some point too. Gets a Pureblood Night Medal, which in normal randomizer I quite like because it can get you out of combat without having a Memory of Grace. But it's pretty limited. You can't use it in caves and stuff when you're trapped, so... Knight's Cavalry also going down. That's replacing Nox Duo boss. Kayjuro heading into the Balls Ever Jail. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could use Pureblood Night Medal inside when you're trapped or something, but the whole point of being trapped is that you don't like soft lock your game or something. But there are two different types of trapped as well. Like one just being in a cave where you haven't killed the boss, and then one is like, you know, the teleport chest to Kaled or whatever, right? Like there are two different types of traps. So I mean, it could have worked, I'm sure that. But okay, we got Nagil and Tree Spirit happening at the same time. Tree Spirit's probably the more dangerous one. And Kayjuro just gets the stun on Nagil before he can do anything. Doesn't hesitate at all to start doing charge R2s. Right, the Tree Spirit gets the stun. Should just get the kill with the Wild Strikes here. Right, nice kill. Dang, dude, that death is so unfortunate. Because it like that one especially was just... If he was 1 foot to the left, 1 meter to the left, he would have been fine and just landed on that platform, run around those enemies, and you're just going to fight that boss. Like, it was such a small, tiny mistake, man. But I guess that's all it takes in this format sometimes. Just one tiny little mistake, one tiny bad decision, and you're done, pretty much. But it isn't over yet. It is not over. Kayjuro does need to remain clean for the rest of this match. We've got Heroes and more. And so, yeah, pretty much what Romain's going to be having to hope for here is just bad bosses, right? Bosses that are extremely dangerous, not like the Heroes and more, but just like really ugly duo fights that, you know, Kayjuro could potentially have a death to. Now, Kayjuro's going to do the skip here. It is possible to die here. Nicely done. Yeah, that's the hardest part, jumping onto that first rock. Also, Balls goes down. Ooh, Kayjuro's doing the even faster version. Nicely done, man. Most people jump back onto that stone pillar that you land on, just on a lower section. Kayjuro doing the faster version where you drop down onto that other stone pillar thing, I guess, that's like lying down. But if you overshoot that, you just die, so. Okay, we got a Godfrey with that X-Psych scaling. It does seem like Romain's going full-blown just Omen Killer, because remember, he does have the matting hand, which honestly would have been great on this boss, but hard to save would have been better than this, though. Look at this kill. Nice kill, man. Yeah, the big difference is just the fact that you can infuse the Omen Killer cleaver, right? Yeah, you know what? Romain sees the Redan rune. He's not happy to see that because he went to mountaintops to get Morgoth, and he got Morgoth's rune. We got a normal Godskin Noble as well, but yeah, he went to go get Morgoth's rune. Okay, down goes Godskin. In mountaintops, so he was maybe thinking like, oh, I've Morgoth, so I have a bit of an advantage, considering probably my opponent didn't go there yet. But now that he sees Redan's rune, it's like, man, like, that means my opponent almost surely has Redan's rune, which means that I don't have as big of an advantage with the Great Rune. So a little unfortunate. Yeah, getting a Great Rune, Redan's Great Rune, just more health, more stamina, more FP. It's very solid, actually. Morgoth's is just straight up more health by, I want to say 30%. Which is obviously really good in Deathless Rando. Definitely the best Great Rune, though, is Godric's for this, because you're getting more health, like +5 on every stat, right? So you're getting more health, you're getting more stamina, more FP, but they're also getting more scaling stats. All right, Kayjuro finally heading back to that Eastern Liurnia section. Yeah, it'll be so interesting to see if Kayjuro heads to mountaintops at some point. Knights Cavalry goes down. Flying Grail for Romain. He gets a stun. Starts Wild Strikes. Nice kill, dude. $54 minutes remain or so. And Kayjuro is absolutely in the driver's seat. Romain's going to do the skip up to the Duelist. Kayjuro's just trekking through Liurnia right now. I don't think we haven't seen maybe too many Liurnia deaths. There have been a few, especially, you know, you get like a Millennia or I don't know, some other tough boss. I haven't seen many, but Altus is where things get a little bit more scary. We got a Rakshasa here in the Duelist Cave. Rakshasa just poise trading. It's not really working out, though. Wow, the Wild Strike spam. Okay, Kayjuro's fight. Okay, so this is what Romain skipped earlier. A Watchdog Crystallian and a Putrid Crystallian. Now, the Omen Killer Cleaver is not Strike. But he does get the 2 charged R2s, and look at this, man. He's so clean, dude. Incredibly clean kill. Like, sneaking up on both of them, landing the double charge R2 and the double stun. You could have easily seen people... Oh, and he gets a Deathless half as well. I mean, that would really put this match to bed, though. If if Kayjuro finds full Deathless and Romain doesn't. Like, maybe he'll forget to go back to that boss. Who knows? Because he killed the Fire Giant, which Kayjuro's about to fight. Really nice dismount dodge by Kayjuro there, but... Yeah, Romain did kill this Fire Giant, and he also did take the path, but he skipped that trio boss. Okay, Darwell goes down. Kayjuro just wild striking the air. It's kind of funny. He's simply wild striking the air. It's the equivalent of punching the air, but in Elden Ring terms. Yeah, Fire Giant's kind of stalling on him a little bit, but should be able to get this kill here. One more. Oh, he doesn't hit the weak spot. It dodges the stomping, does get the kill. Yeah, so if Romain doesn't go back, and then Kayjuro finds another Deathless half, I mean, this is... Like, even if Kayjuro died, there's no way he's coming back from that. So, because Deathless is... We have seen some matches. In fact, the last match Romain played in versus Forsa, Romain found the Deathless lift, but Forsa didn't. And it ended up making the match way closer than it would have been otherwise. Deathless is... I don't know exactly. I would say it's probably like I'm going to say it's like a +2 boss advantage to the person who finds it. Maybe that's... I don't know. It usually takes around 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes to get through the Runestream Precipice, which is the other option. These players do not have Altus access through any other way, which does mean Deathless is the thing. Okay, Sanguine Noble. It's 2-shotted. So yeah, it takes around like 4.5 to 5 minutes, depending on the boss, to get through Precipice. And Deathless takes... I don't know exactly how long it takes to like run up to Deathless and stuff, but yeah, I'm going to say it's probably like a 2-boss advantage. Roughly. I don't know for sure. I guess I haven't timed it, but... yeah, Kayjuro's doing the Eastern Liurnia chain. Yeah, we'll see if he finds Deathless, though. Romain has not found any Deathless. Kayjuro got one from the... Down goes Pumpkinhead, by the way, but... He got it from the Knights Cavalry, Eastern Liurnia Knights Cavalry replacement boss, which Romain skipped earlier, so... Oh, and you know what? He's going back right now, so he's going to find it. Okay, yeah, he will find it. Okay, so that means... Probably... Oh, and he's got the crystal darts. Oh, boy. Okay, I mean, the crystal dart kind of worked out there. But he just ended up attacking all of them, so it didn't really do much. Oh, but you know what? It's going to kill the Crystallion there. Okay, that was nicely done as well. Okay, another Tree Sentinel for Kayjuro. We've seen his Tree Sentinel is super clean. Although I say that right as he gets hit, but... He took out that Dragon Barrow Tree Sentinel super easily. In Liurnia, you don't have to be as careful because the damage won't be as high, but... Nice kill. Boss lead has gone down to 5. I'm assuming you're, like, without considering the locked score for Romain, but... Yeah, I was saying that Romain would probably catch up on bosses. Because he has some pretty fast boss chains, but... I just don't know if this is a good enough seed where doing all of mountaintops was actually the best play. Okay, Avatar is doing his Golden Land. Such a garbage attack. It does get the stun and it will get the kill with Wild Strikes as well. Kayjuro's heading down to Mausoleum Porter, whatever it's called. And they're going this path. So... In the case that they don't find the Academy Key, which, like, generally, Academy Key doesn't make much of a play in these matches, but assuming they don't find it, they're going to take that Grace to head down to the Bellum Highway, which does lead to, like, the Precipice plus the Deathless lift. If they do find the Academy Key, though, the one thing it does do... I've never seen anyone go into Academy, but it does allow you to take the portal to the Bellum Highway instead, which is faster. So yeah, Academy Key isn't really a big play, but if they do find it, then they would take that path instead to Bellum. All right, so God's going to Apostle. And he's making sure I kind of like he's playing this safe right now. Kayjuro, there are a bunch of enemies there. And you do not want to aggro them. Dude, look at that damage, man. Gets the bleed. Wild Strikes is so good. The only thing that could really make this build better is just getting another Great Axe and then having the option to either go Wild Strikes or Jump Attacks. It does get the Stone Barb tier. Gets a Millennium Remembrance as well. Stone Barb's not really... I mean, it's probably better than... It's not better than Thorny for this build, for sure, but... It could maybe be better than Greenstable. I don't know what they have in their physic right now, but... I mean, they are doing some charged R2s, but that's not, like, the main draw of the Omen Killer Cleaver. Okay, Kayjuro is heading in. This is the first Black Knife Catacomb we've seen so far. And this place can be dangerous. If the enemies are bad, then... We have seen deaths here before. Like, because what happens is you need to ride up the guillotine. And so if you get a bunch of enemies that, like, do not allow you to do that, and they knock you down, you get, you know, we've seen people get hit by the guillotine as well after they get knocked off. Bad things can happen here. So playing this safe is not a bad call. We've seen a lot of people just killing the enemies in this hallway, but it's not a bad enemy to start. It's a bat, though. Oh, a giant. Oh, you know what? The jellyfish is good, though. And look at how clean Kayjuro is. Just immediately jumps on that guillotine first try. Okay, Gil is evading Romain, dude. Is he outside the boss arena? Oh, no. He's got to do jump attacks, I think. Or he gets an R1 in there. A stun would be massive. Mistimes the roll on the wing slam, which is a punish he could have gotten. He's whiffing. Oh, this is devastating. They both had these Everjail Foggate incidents now, dude. Kayjuro fighting an Omen Killer. Massive damage. Okay, one more hit should do it on this Agil. And he headshot him. Oh, he doesn't go for the headshot. He was going back for the wing, but the head was right there. Not quite enough. Okay, does get the kill, though. Well done. Wait, and Romain didn't get the... He didn't get the Dectus, dude. I think he killed the boss, but he must have ported out too soon. Oh, boy. He ported out too soon, I think, man. Because he definitely killed. So that is a thing. Like, generally, these players have routes where they will port away from the boss before you get the item, but as long as you teleport in the vicinity of the boss, which is like some massive area, then you still will get the drop. But yeah, there are some fights where, you know, if like he's not going to go back around there. So that means if Kayjuro finds the other Adectus half, like Romain's not going to get it, I don't think. Because I think he's cleared all of the bosses over on the Eastern Liurnia, so... Okay, Watchdog knocks Kayjuro down, but one more hit should do it. Yeah, he doesn't have the Dectus. But yeah, so like when bosses die, it does take a little bit longer for their item to drop. Okay, here's more goes down as well. And so yeah, like I said, if you teleport in the general vicinity of that boss that you killed, like the item will be queued up, I guess, is one way to look at it. And so whenever you go back into that region, okay, nice skip from Romain there. I guess everyone's really doing it at this level. Again, some of the earlier matches we weren't seeing people do this. But yeah, that does mean you need to go back into the general area of that boss to get the drop, but he just doesn't have it. And he's not going to go back there, I don't think. So, again, okay, so Dectus, so Romain will miss Dectus, I think. If there's another Dectus half that shows up, like, this match is over, pretty much. But, well, not necessarily, I guess. But in terms of bosses, like, Kayjuro's going to have a massive lead. Also, really nice bow fall damage, or fall cancel. Well, animation cancel from Kayjuro there. That's clean stuff. I don't know if we've seen him try to do that much, but that's why he's got that bow out. We got a R'Lana fight. Her damage is so funny how low it is in this, like, early game scaling. Yep, just decimates R'Lana. Yeah, Kayjuro is just going... He's just cruising along through right now. Got a 5-boss lead. Has a 1 death cushion. Romain's heading to that Godskin Noble. Gets the nice kill there, too. This is a pretty good build. That's what I was saying. Like, Wild Strikes on Omen Killer, or just like Omen Killer Cleaver is one of the better weapons you can find as a single weapon build in this format. But what really has made this super strong is the fact that they both found the Wild Strike's Ash of War. And so that's enabled them to get the heavy infusion, which just makes it so much better. And they like, it's one of the few matches where we haven't seen a dual wield setup, but they haven't needed it, man, so far. And this is still, we got a Rune Bear, I think. Kayjuro gets past it nicely, but this is still a really good, like a really high potential boss seed, I think, with this build. Another bow fall animation cancel. And Ramon's, like, they're kind of converging into a similar path right now, sorta. Ramon is not far behind on this path, but he has killed 4 less bosses so far. It's about to be 5. Cross Naginata. The Lamenter, but Wild Strikes is just perfect for Lamenter, as we've seen before. Look at that damage, man. You know, that's funny. That was almost close to getting a 1 cycle on Lamenter, which I don't think I've ever seen in DRL before. All right, Rolana, let's see if Ramon just spams Wild Strikes, and that's exactly what he's doing. Okay, let's see if Kayjuro can find... Yep, he finds the real Lamenter immediately. Cleans him up. No problems there. Oh, it's too bad about that death from Ramon, dude. Really unfortunate. Like, it just... That was... Out of all the deaths we've seen, I feel like that was probably the... like the smallest mistake almost, I guess. Out of all of the deaths. Like, most of the deaths have been, like, you could kind of predict it was coming based on, you know, the situation that the person was going into, or, you know, just bad enemies somewhere and they get comboed to death. It's like, well, we got a Romana happening here. Romana replacing the Avatar. He's got to be careful. He's kind of getting close to the edge. Oh, and Roman is going right to the edge here. She might fall off, dude. Oh my goodness, the spin, and she falls right off the edge. That is unbelievable stuff, dude. If he got hit by that spin, he 100% would have got knocked off the edge there. That was insanely close. And he finds Godric's Great Rune as well. A massive find. Oh my goodness. And she just perfect RNG rolls right off the edge. But what a clutch roll that was, though, from Kayjuro. That was insanely clutch, dude. Because again, that attack does knock you back. So if he got hit by that spin, he would have gotten knocked off the edge almost for sure. And then all of a sudden, we would have had a real match at that point, or like would have been match back on. Ramon's score would have been unlocked, and it would have been 56 to 52. And then, not to mention also the time you lose by dying is another thing to consider. Like, if both players die, then who had the more time-wasting death? Like, all of a sudden does become a factor. So Ramon maybe could have had more of a chance to catch up on bosses there too. But it didn't happen. Kayjuro clutched it up, dude. Yeah, going down to this dual Watchdog Catacomb. Ramon is heading into Mausoleum Quarter as well. Got an ant blocking the way. Okay, just one shots, no problem. Yeah, we'll see if Ramon can get through that Black Knife Catacombs cleanly. He's just going straight through the enemies here. He doesn't even care about them. I don't think I've seen anyone do this. Like, again, I do wonder how much that death is playing into his kind of playstyle right now. Apostle just imper reading everything. And Apostle can apparently hit the other enemies here too. I didn't know that was possible. Deathbird goes down before I could have even seen who it was from Kayjuro. But we're having... Okay, Apostle gets stunned with the bleed. Goes down. That was so risky, man. Just running straight through the enemies. I don't think I like that play, because just going around wide and being a little bit safer really doesn't... Like, maybe it wastes a couple seconds. Like, tops like 5 seconds at most, but... Yeah, I think maybe that death is influencing his playstyle a little bit, which... doesn't really... Like, starting to play risky because you died in this format doesn't actually do anything. And the reason is because it's not like you can come back by just killing a whole bunch of bosses once you've died. Like, you need your opponent to also die to have a chance to come back. So trying to play faster doesn't actually give you any better chance to catch up. Whereas in like other speedrunning formats, if you waste a bunch of time, it's like, okay, my opponent's probably, or like if you die or something, you waste a bunch of time, then you start playing fast because you're trying to catch up, so you do all the risky strats or something. But in this, that's not really how it works. So still just like trying to play slow and steady, or not slow and steady, but trying to play steady is the best course of action, because the best thing that can happen is your opponent dies as well, and then Romain doesn't get up the guillotine. Oh, and he's gonna have to deal with these enemies, but okay, he does get up. Okay, yeah, not horrible enemies there, but you can see if you get bad enemies, they knock you off. That's a big problem potentially. Falling Star Beast happening. Oh my goodness, massive charge stun by Kayjuro, dude. I don't think I've seen anyone do that. Successfully, at least. We've seen people try, but he just perfectly times that attack and knocks the Falling Star Beast out of the charge. And look at that kill, man. He is so clean, dude. Okay, Omen Killer dies in 3 hits. Man, that was such a clean Falling Star Beast. Yeah, we've seen a bunch of people try that, but the timing is pretty tough because, yeah, the Falling Star Beast is charging at you with an active hitbox happening. So you need to time it where you hit him just before he hits you, or at least trade with him, and then he'll get knocked out of it. But I don't think I've seen anyone successfully do that, at least not the matches I've commentated on. Okay, Romain heading back, Black Knife to the final boss here. That's a good great. I mean, they've gotten all 3 good great runes on this run. They got Morgoth's, although, well, Romain has all 3 good ones. Kayjuro doesn't have Morgoth's, but he doesn't need it, dude. He's not even switching to Godric because he's such a high level at this point that it doesn't do as much. There is a certain point where, oh, okay, Romain missing a jump attack on the Watchdog. There's a certain point where Radahn's rune is just straight up better than Godric's. Because when you boil it down too, a lot of the stats you get from Godric's Great Rune aren't actually useful to you. In this case, all they care about is health, strength, FP, and endurance. So for the stats, the rest of the stats just don't matter for them. Hey, Kayjuro having a little bit of issue doing this duelist skip here. Oh boy. Yeah, he's defeated by the rock wall, dude. Okay, he does get it. No problem. It is a pretty finicky skip, for sure. Okay, Romain heading down to this Romana, dude. Let's see if he gets as good of RNG. And Romain is going right to the edge. A nice dodge on the grab. This is so scary next to the edge, dude. She's jumping up, and she doesn't fall off. That's insane, dude. She's hanging on by a hanging on by thread here, dude. Oh, this is such a meme, actually. Romain's just trying to throw knives, try to upkeep the poise, but there's nothing he can really do because he can't get close. Okay, there she goes. Okay, she does fall off in the end. Wastes a bit of extra time. I mean, probably still faster than if you were just fighting her straight up there, though. That is... That's so funny how both the Romanas fell off. Yeah, Kayjuro got a little bit better RNG, but he also had the near-death roll. Kayjuro heading into the huge Everjail plus the abandoned cave after. And you know what? Look at the boss lead. It's down to 3 now. Romain's he's been gaming since his death, dude. He's catching up. And remember, he has gone to mountaintop, so he's got an extra 30 seconds on the clock as well. Okay, we got a Millennia in the huge Everjail. Gotta watch out for this arena here. That stump is right in the way, or that root. He's strafing around nicely. Uh-oh. He's got a waterfowl. Okay. Oh, nice recovery on the waterfowl, dude. That branch was directly in the way of the circle strat. But he doesn't panic, man. That's one thing. It would have been very easy to just panic on that. It's the bleed plus the stun. And it's going to be going in phase 2 here. Ron's heading through that cave. Millennia doing the cheat code R1 spam. That is insane, dude. What even is that? Oh my lord. She's just rapid fire R1 spamming. That's Dark Souls 3 gameplay right there. That was crazy, dude. But yeah, he was trying to go for a stun. That's something we've seen a lot of people do is you can get a stun going into phase 2 Millennia and then it totally skips the flower, but she just activated the cheat mode right there. Nice dodge. Should be getting the stun. There it is. It's a stun, gets reposed, and probably just Wild Strike or Charge R2 to finish. Nice Millennia, dude. Really nice recovery on that waterfowl. That could have been really bad if he panicked there and then didn't roll the rest of the flurries correctly. Romain's actually not far behind. He's going to get the same... They're kind of converging on the same boss chain here, but yeah, if he panicked there, he could have easily gotten caught by the last 2 waterfowls and just died, so... Yep, nice job not panicking on that. We'll see if Romain has a similar experience there. Yeah, only a 3-boss lead currently. And Romain does have an extra 30 seconds, so a death really could equalize this match really quick. But remember, Kayjuro has 1/2 the Deathless lift. Here we go. Here's this Millennia. Nice dodge, just rolls in, goes for the Charge R2. R1 spamming. Interrupting her attacks. But Millennia's comboing as she does. Kick. Oh, nice rolling attack with a stun, but doesn't take the riposte. Waterfowl would be kind of unfortunate right about now. It's the backstab. Should get into phase 2 here. He does. Now let's see if he tries to get that stun. Okay, he doesn't. All right, we got a big flower. Right? Yeah, you can see this is a big stalling attack. That's why getting that stun, if you can get that stun between phase 1 and 2 in the randomizer, it saves a lot of time, and you just get a huge chunk of damage right away. Oh, he's going for Wild Strikes. He's got her kind of close to the wall here. A waterfowl would be very tough to deal with right now in this position. Okay, he gets one. Let's see how he does it. Oh, it gets clipped. Okay, nice dodge, though, on the second part. A nice recovery. He's not out of it yet, though. He's right against the wall. Oh my goodness, dude. Millennia's an absolute menace in this in this arena. Okay, he gets battle-RNG with another flower attack, and he's just tanking the rot here. Uh-oh. He's got to be really careful, dude. Oh my goodness, he was 1 tick away from dying. That is unbelievable. Oh my god, and look at him give the thumbs up after, too. That was insane. He was 1 tick from dying from that, because that's like the super rot that she does to you. That's not the weak version. That's the strong stuff. That was so close, man. And yeah, I guess Romain, he had to abandon the abandoned cave because he was rotted, so he wouldn't have made it in time, I guess. Okay, Marga goes down. Yeah, Kayjuro's gonna be heading. He did actually find the academy key, but he still headed down from that grace. But I was talking about Deathless earlier. Kayjuro has 1/2 the Deathless. Romain didn't find it, or he poured it out of the boss too soon to find it. But you know what? It looks like he's gonna get away with it, unless this is dude. Imagine this is Deathless right here. Okay, it's not Deathless. He gets more crystal darts, so that probably means, yeah, Kayjuro's gonna be heading up to the precipice now. So Romain gets away with not getting that, or porting out too soon on that Deathless half. That would have like really sealed the match if that happened. If Kayjuro ended up finding Deathless somewhere. And again, we have seen matches where that happens. Literally, Romain's last match against Forsa, Romain found full Deathless. Forsa didn't find it. He ended up skipping one of the bosses that dropped it, and that let Romain get back into the match because Forsa was like kind of not comfortably ahead, but Ymir goes down. Forsa had a pretty significant lead, but then he didn't find Deathless. Romain did, and then all of a sudden, Romain was only 1 boss behind after being like 4 bosses down or so, or like 3 to 4 bosses down. So yeah, Kayjuro's heading the big trek up to Altus through the precipice here. It looks like Romain's got the same idea. Somehow Romain's actually killed quite a few less bosses, even though he did go to mountaintops, but how many bosses? I thought he killed 3 bosses in mountaintops, I believe. Or wait, no. Yeah, it was 3. So Romain skipped some other bosses, maybe just for later. 30 minutes left. That is plenty of time to finish Altus, assuming the bosses aren't too insane. They do have a great build. But yeah, the precipice does take a good like 4 minutes from this point to get to Altus from here. So, or like from where Kayjuro is. I think from the bottom it's probably like 4 minutes. And that's Cav goes down. So they're converging on the same spot. Romain has killed one boss less somehow, but that probably just means at the end of the match he can go back and kill whoever he left. But you know what, though? Like, Romain has caught all the way back up. At one point, he was down 8 bosses, dude. He was 8 bosses less killed than Kayjuro, but now he's only down 1. And he does have an extra, like, 40 seconds on the timer. The only problem is that Romain has died, and Kayjuro has not for him. So, or yeah, it's a problem for Romain. It's not a problem for Kayjuro that he hasn't died. Tree Favor +1's pretty solid. Gets a Frost Grease. Gets a Sentry Torch as well, which is for the Invisible Assassin. Just not a bad pickup if you get one. Could save a lot of time over your opponent, like if they didn't find it or whatever, and they're just trying to fight an Invisible Assassin. We've also seen some like very close calls on Invisible Assassin, so Sentry Torch is a good pickup if they get him. If they don't get him, then it's useless. So yeah, Kayjuro is just kind of cruising along here. 28 minutes left. But you know what? He's probably thinking right now, like for Romain, he's probably thinking like, oh, there was no Deathless, so I didn't have any risk of not finding it really. So it's not like, or there's not much risk of my opponent finding Deathless where I didn't, considering I have 0 pieces of it. But for Kayjuro, when you have 1 piece of Deathless, it's like, I wonder if that Deathless left was somewhere. And I wonder if my opponent found it. That's the scary thing. And then I feel like they've also got to be thinking, this entire time they've been going with 1 single Great Axe, which is kind of, I don't know. Like, they're probably concerned that their opponent found another Great Axe and are doing the jump attack build. But this Wild Strikes on the Omen Killer Cleaver with that big strength and heavy infusion has been really good. So I'm not sure how much faster finding another Great Axe actually would have been. Might depend on which one it was, I guess, but you would think 2 Great Axes probably would have been faster on most things. And then worst case, you can just swap to the Wild Strikes build they have right now. Now they're having some like ladder issues somehow. It's kind of weird. The prompt wasn't even like ran past the prompt, I guess. Or just didn't get it somehow. All right, we're almost at the boss up here. Let's see who it is. Yeah, since both players are having to go up the precipice anyways, it like doesn't really make a difference in the match. Really only makes a difference if one person finds Deathless and one person doesn't. That's the only time. And the boss is hiding behind the pillar. It is a Red Wolf. That's pretty chill. Charger 2 does half of his HP bar. So, yep, there he goes. Nice Red Wolf fight. If you want to call that a fight, even. And Romain is getting at the halfway point of precipice. So, you know what? That extra 40 seconds he's got is actually not... Like, okay, so Kayjuro's heading up the lift at like 26:20 or so. So, yeah, Romain is definitely behind on clock as well here by probably like a minute, I want to say. And he's 2 bosses down. But a death could change everything right here. It's certainly not over. A Kayjuro death with a big time loss could make this match very close. The thing is, Kayjuro doesn't really die very much. so it's very unlikely. But you never know. Yeah, the precipice is so slow. So I think right now, Romain's timer's at 26:20. I think that's when Kayjuro head up the lift after Makar. Or after that Red Wolf fight. So, you know what? He's actually probably more than a minute behind. Because just all these ladders, it takes a while to climb them. And big lifts you got to go up and stuff like that. A really cool dungeon. But for DRL, you'd never want to see it, I think, pretty much. You pretty much never really want to see it. But it is one of my favorite dungeons, though. Kayjuro heading into Sage's Cave, which is the double boss. So he's going to rattle off 2 quick bosses here. Most likely. And no Lantern Gaming, so you just can't even see anything. But yeah, you know what? That Gravebird armor has not played a role in this match at all. Which is, it's unfortunate for Romain, because like he was probably really hoping to get that jump attack build online, but just didn't get anything for it, really, other than that Gravebird set. We'll see how this this Red Wolf fight goes for him. He goes for a sprinting R1. It's 2 hits off. Sliver of health remaining. He's kind of stalling a bit. Yeah, wastes even more time there. But yeah, he's probably a minute and a half behind here. From the looks of it. So, okay, we've got Onyx Lord for Kayjuro. Doesn't roll the AoE properly, but should be able to R1 spam these guys down. There it is. Yep, the stun. These Onyx Lords are kind of underpowered, dude. Unfortunately for them. Just bully them with, like, R1 spam or crouch pokes or something like that. 62 to 62. Or wait, 64 to 62 is the score, but yeah, Romain's... I want to say he's probably a minute and a half behind. I didn't actually see the time when he got on that lift, but we got a Garrus, dude. Garrus has relocated in the cave, and he's dead. The other boss arena did not help Garrus at all, apparently. Romain's going to be skipping Sage's Cave for now, but obviously Sage's Cave is a must-go location. He's going to skip it for now for whatever reason. Maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he's hoping to get like a Millennia, Hand of Millennia or something. I don't think I've ever seen that happen where someone gets a Hand of Millennia or the Gaius Ash of War, and so they would be able to do the skip in the dungeon, which actually does save a pretty good amount of time. That could be the reason why he's skipping it, or I don't know. Maybe just has some set alt disorder. It doesn't really matter ultimately, I guess. Yeah, there is a way to do the Sage's Cave skip without one of those things by just jumping, but it's totally inconsistent. Like actually just straight up inconsistent, so. Due to how the frame rate in this game is, and there's some weird thing with jumping not as far if your frame rate's not a multiple of 3, apparently. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, but all you need to know is that Sage's Cave skip is not consistent without... Is that an Invisible Assassin? Oh my god, dude. That's insane. He got the Sentry Torch and he's got that Invisible Assassin, so... Oh, but he's still getting destroyed by him. He got caught out of the Fat Roll iframe. Meanwhile, Kayjuro taking on an Avatar. Yeah, it's funny. He had the Sentry Torch, but he's kind of not taking advantage right now. I don't know if Kayjuro bought it. But you know what? A pretty good arena, but... Yeah, Romain's got a... This could be a place to save some time over Kayjuro, who all of a sudden has a 4-boss lead, but... I mean, that's a pretty good Invisible Assassin kill, to be fair, and Kayjuro is heading up there, so let's see. I don't think he bought the Sentry Torch, but I didn't really see. Yeah, and you can see Black Knife Assassin, and then he's probably thinking like, oh, I don't see the boss there. And then, oh, I got smoked. So it's invisible, but... Yeah, he doesn't have Sentry Torch. He's just going to Wild Strike, I guess. Which, honestly, is not a horrible strategy. Yeah, it's all about looking at the particle effects, because you can see a lot. Like, even though the boss is invisible, you can still see, like, that was the slam, which I usually like to backstab. It's still very possible to keep track of the boss. That was a drag attack, nice jump attack over it. And some R1s off. Nice sprint attack, dude. And he's getting another hit here. That was so clean. Honestly, I feel like that was even faster than Romain's fight, who had the Sentry Torch, because he was kind of struggling at the start a bit. Doing some jump downs on the jumps on the rocks here. For Kayjuro heading over to Old Altus Tunnel. This is a little bit faster than going to the Grace. 21 minutes remain. 67 to 64 is the boss score, but Romain did die earlier in Dragon Barrow. Just a tiny mistake. He fell off of one of the ledges, or he missed one of the ledges he was trying to land on heading down into Dragon Barrow Cave. Ended up taking like 40% of his health and damage, or like losing 40% of his health to fall damage, and then ended up getting comboed by 2 DLC enemies and just died. Like, just, there wasn't really much he could have done either once he fell down. But just such a tiny mistake, and it's, I mean, if he ends up losing this final off of that, it's like, it's gonna feel kind of bad. He's had an amazing tournament though. And the loser of this match does still finish third overall, which is quite impressive out of over 200 people. So that's pretty good. But yeah, that's still a tough death to take, though. And whoever wins this match will play Forsa in the grand final. But they're still going to have a massive uphill battle because the grand final... Also, really nice clean rot duo fight. But the grand final... Since Forsa won the winner's bracket, so the grand final is a best of 3, except the winner of the winner's bracket gets a 1-0 start right off the bat. So they only need to win once. But that means the winner of this match would have to win twice in a row against Forsa to win the final. A nice Onyx Lord from Romain. We got that Gary coming up too. Yeah, we're still in the territory though, I think, where a Kayjuro death, I still think he would be in the lead, honestly though. Considering we already know he's at least a minute and a half ahead on the clock. Like at least in terms of his progression through the route. And he's got a 3-boss lead. Igaros goes down easily. So a death would probably waste that minute or minute and a half, potentially, depending on what it was, but he still got that boss lead, though. So it would really... Like, if Kayjuro has a bad death, I mean, which he just seems to never die, almost. He's so clean. Then the match could be back on, but probably most deaths, Kayjuro would still be in the lead, I think. Although we have the Watchdog with Imps, dude. This can be so dangerous with the bleed. Kayjuro has the Crystal Darts already. That's a perfect play. And this is Altus, man. Like, these Imps do not mess around. But the Crystal Darts are, like, imperative here, I would say. Nice jump. Yeah, all the Imps are down. Like, once the Imps are down, it's no problem. Because the problem is they can easily just gank you, and then they have bleed. And when you're an Altus, they actually do pretty good damage to you. Okay, Clean Rot Knight goes down. But yeah, nice kill by Kayjuro, having those Crystal Darts ready to go. Very smart play. And then he's going to head over to this worm face, I guess, next, or... I go to the Apostle first. I'm not really sure. Romain's doing the other section of Altus. He did the main highway Knight's Cavalry replacement. Who's that Clean Rot Knight? Heading over to the Godfroy Everjail now. 18 minutes remain. And Kayjuro is absolutely in the driver's seat. We got a huge... And he's dead. Oh, Romain's using that Frost Grease as well that he bought. I forget where he bought that, but... Just some nice Frostbite as well. And Kayjuro heading up to this Apostle now, too. And Romain's also now heading down the same chain that Kayjuro started on. 69 to 68 is the score currently. Now, Romain still has Sage's Cave, though. Oh, no, he just did Sage's Cave. So I guess he did go back to it. I was going to say, if he had still had Sage's Cave, he would have had a little bit more of a lane to come back, but he is, like... Again, he's... Oh, and my goodness. Kayjuro with the other... like, another Falling Star Beast charge interrupt, and this time he did it on the first charge, I think. Extremely well played. It just saves so much time because the boss could still be charging right now. If you get unlucky and you get like 4 charges in a row, that takes a long time. And he gets the stun, and this is the full grown as well, and he's going to be able to kill before phase 2 even happens. Insane kill, man. He must have been practicing that for sure. I mean, I think he's 2 for 2 on that now, dude. Got some Rock Grease as well, which isn't bad. Could be good, especially on that, like, ugly Tree Sentinel duo replacement boss. Depending on if both aggro to you or not. Romain and Old Altus. That Clean Rot Knight duo. Not the most dangerous boss, but it can be annoying if this Halo Scythe guy starts healing a bunch and comboing you. They also do bleed, I thought? Maybe not. I think that, well, the Halo Scythe definitely does bleed normally, but maybe they don't do bleed. They just Wild Strike through everything. Guess that works. And Kayjuro heading over to this Lanciax area, where you have the Assassin, and then you have Lanciax, and then you drop down into the highway where the Tree Sentinel duo is. And there are 3 quick bosses. Kayjuro getting stuck on the rock, choosing not to go around until he misses the jump a few times. Not really a big deal, though, but Romain is now within 1 boss again, temporarily. I guess, like, Romain's death didn't actually waste that much time for him. Obviously, it might have just lost him the match, of course, but it wasn't, like, a huge time-lost death. So, basically, if Kayjuro does die, like, there's still a chance, but 15 minutes to go. We are getting into the more dangerous sections now. I wonder if Kayjuro's going to head into mountaintops at any point. And, like, that consort fight that's there, like, that could be dangerous. Romain nearly died on it. We got a Labyrinth. Even get some wild strikes going. Boss backsteps away. Does this more spinny attacks. Does get the kill, though. Just didn't even care. Okay, and here we go. The Watchdog with the imps. He doesn't have his crystal darts out. I know he's got some. I think he's got some. Look at that bleed bar. He's got to be super careful with that bleed. That's what I'm saying. And he does get bled. Now he's in the corner. Uh-oh. He gets slammed and the imps are... That's what I'm saying, dude. And he gets slammed by the imp. I mean, that's going to do it. That's going to do the match, probably. Yeah, that fight is just so dangerous. Like, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. The imps are just... Kayjuro's getting hit by the Scion, though. I mean, that was pretty close, actually. Okay, one more hit, and he does get it. But yeah, that's what I was saying about the Watchdog, dude, is like, the imps do a lot of bleed buildup, and in Altus scaling, they do pretty good damage, too, and you can just end up getting stun locked, and then you get bled, and then all of a sudden, you're just panicking, like, because you got the Watchdog coming after you, slamming you, but... And he's got, like, not good bleed resist armor. But, yeah, this time he does do the Crystal Dart. And, like, look how much better this is now. Yep. Look how easy that is when you got the Crystal Darts, man. That's too bad. Yep. And that's... I mean, 2 deaths. Kayjuro, I mean, he's probably not going to die twice, man. That's probably going to do it. Unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, Romain... Yeah, just a couple, like, small mistakes in this one, dude. The fall damage one was obviously the first death, which locked him at 30. This one just doesn't swap to the Crystal Dart, or, like, maybe the main mistake was that he just didn't have them out initially. Like, over the course of Romain's matches, I've noticed he doesn't really like to do much menuing in boss fights, which I totally understand, because I've seen a lot of people have incidents where they're, like, trying to swap to a different weapon mid-boss fight, end up taking a whole bunch of hits. It looks like we got a Deathbird here for the... Worm face. And Kayjuro's going to a Red Bear. Uh-oh. Romain's gonna be careful again, dude. I think there was some... Was there an enemy attacking behind? Okay, does get the kill on the Deathbird. I thought there was an enemy behind him there, but I guess not. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe the Deathbird killed it. Okay, Regalia also goes down. That's Haligtree Secret Medallion. Actually, that's funny. They both got each have the Haligtree Secret Medallion at the exact same time. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that imp, dude. It just is. Yeah, what I was saying is that he seems to not like to swap in boss fights, and we have seen people have incidents where they try to swap and get hit a bunch of times. So, you know, I can understand why. But in that case, the Crystal Darts are just so necessary on an Altus scaling Watchdog with imps. But got a Beast Clergyman for Kayjuro. Plus, I didn't see who the other boss was, but they're not aggroing, so... Might have been a Godric? Yeah, it was... Okay, it was a Godric. Which didn't even aggro. So this is pretty chill, actually. Like, this is a pretty solid duo here. You can certainly get much worse than this. Guess they're post. Guess we can't tell if it's Godfroy or not. Or Godric, but he's just tanking that tornado attack. He's gonna be a little bit careful. This attack can circle around, but does get the kill. So that must have been Godfroy then. And we see Romain fighting that full-grown Fongstar Beast. Doesn't go for the interrupt like Kayjuro did. Or maybe he tried it but got hit, but... Oh my goodness, the active frames on that attack are insane. Okay, we got a Commander Nile here. Commander Nile is extremely dangerous. The Knights just do a lot of damage, and they have Frostbite. Watch that frostbite bar. Oh boy, look at that damage, dude. But you know what? The knight, is it? Okay, wait, I think the knight just aggroed. Or the shield knight. Or wait, maybe he didn't even aggro at all. Oh, that's how people die to Commander Nile right there, is you get comboed, and then if the shield knight was coming too, he would have died almost for sure there. But yeah, he did the right play by not aggroing the shield knight. Also, Romain with a nice dodge on Falling Star Beast. Grab attack. Nicely done, but gonna see some phase 2 here. Yeah, Nile goes down. Really well played from Kayjuro, man. He managed to not aggro the shield knight, which was the key. So he doesn't get wombo comboed. All of a sudden, the boss is back. The boss leads back up to 3, but Kayjuro's done the faster boss chain in the middle of Altus. Gonna head down to the worm face now, and then probably the Altus tunnel. 10 minutes left. Kayjuro would have to die twice, and would have to slow down a lot in order to lose this. So like this is pretty much done, I think. Technically, it's not done, but this would be an insane comeback. Like, at a certain point, Kayjuro's going to get to an amount of bosses that Romain just cannot catch up to. Like, very shortly, in fact. He's got a 3-boss lead. Okay, we got this Deathbird. Now, there are a bunch of enemies around here. Oh, yeah, see, we got a lion. I didn't see the lion when Romain was fighting this guy, but that's kind of nasty, dude. Oh, and he knocks him away when he's trying to get the riposte as well, so he's not going to be able to punish this stun at all. Yeah, he's just focusing on the boss here. He's got to be very careful. Luckily, that line's damage isn't really that high. I mean, dude, if this was a Death Riper, this would have been super nasty, but he gets knocked down by the slam. At a 3rd health right now, but he does get the kill and he gets away. A little scuffed. Oh, he's got a tree spear coming after him as well. Nice torrent iframe. Oh my goodness, dude. All of Altus is trying to kill Kayjuro right now, but it doesn't even work. Romain heading up to the Bellbearing Hunter. Probably is going to talk to the merchant, then head down to Lanciacs and stuff. What we've seen most people do. Which just preps the Bellbearing Hunter fight for later. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time to do all of that, though. And this is where we're seeing, like, that mountaintops. I don't know, man. The mountaintops, I think, certainly wasted him some time. I think Kayjuro may have time to go there. Maybe take out, like, one of the bosses, but Romain ended up checking all of the mountaintops bosses, really. And kind of wasted a bunch of time doing it. And I really think that's why he's behind right now. Like, Kayjuro's been really clean on the boss fights, but so is Romain for the most part. They've both been very clean on these bosses. Just, I think that mountaintops play is the reason why Romain is, like, 4 bosses behind right now. Misbegotten plus a Crystallion. Should be pretty chill, I think. Although the Crystallion's getting right in there, but he gets the kill in time. One more hit for the stun. And then just Wild Strike to kill. Nicely done. Romain's heading over to... Oh, yes, it was the Labyrinth here. 77. Dude, this is a great score from Kayjuro right here. 77 with 7.5 minutes left. Like, this will definitely be a low 80s, which is quite good. Like, anytime you're getting into the 80s, that's a really good seed that you've also played really well in. And he should very easily get into the 80s here. And he's got Mountaintop. So, like, at the end of this, I think he still has that main highway boss to do, plus... Also, nice Labyrinth by Romain at the same time, but... yeah, he's got that highway boss, he got that Godefroy, and then after that, I'm not sure if we saw him do the Deathbird yet in the Bellbearing Hunter. I can't recall if he's gone there, but after that, he could go to, I guess, the DTS, but then he could go to Mountaintops. Maybe. Maybe we are going to see some Mountaintops from him. But will he fight the Consort? I don't know, dude. That Consort was slow. And this is not a good Consort weapon either. They grafted Scion happening. We saw Kayjuro take quite a few hits of this guy. And Sion's damage is actually, like, pretty high here. Great attack. Oh, but... Oh my goodness, dude. Romain doesn't strafe around it correctly and gets tagged. Okay, gets the bleed in the stun, gets the kill. Phew. That was a lot of damage. Right, Kayjuro takes out that Clean Rot Knight. 6.5 to go. You know what? I wonder if Romain, because Romain just got an Ancient Somber Stone. I wonder if he ever ended up getting to plus 25. I don't actually know, but I mean, right now, Romain's score is 74. Like, that's still very respectable considering 2 deaths. He's probably going to get high 70s here. Like, mid to high 70s. And with 2 deaths, that's quite impressive, dude. 6 minutes remain for Kayjuro. He's heading into Godefroy Everjail, which is the Huge, which is going to get destroyed. Stupid Huge, dude. He's trying to... trying to cast a... Oh, okay, we are going to get Mount Tops, but he's trying to cast a spell and just goes right over Kayjuro's head. Classic Huge, man. Hey, he is going to Mount Tops, so I thought he had... Like, maybe he did do that Deathbird in Altus, but... Yeah, this is where the consort is. Will he do this consort? I don't know, man. I feel like I would probably skip this. But it's kind of hard to identify the enemy here sometimes because... Yeah, okay, he sees he's just leaving, I think. Yeah. He's... Okay. Yeah, that's a smart play. Just leave that consort before you even get close. Like, try to waste the smallest amount of time as possible. Meanwhile, Romain's fighting that Rava. Gets hit by that Grundquake attack. Can he get the kill before the roar? He can't do it in time. But yeah, unfortunately, I think this match is over. Like, there's no way. Even if Kayjuro dies twice, he's still... Like, Romain can't get to 79 now. Unfortunately. So that does mean... Kayjuro will be heading into the final against Forsa, dude. And I think it's pretty fitting. I mean, Kayjuro has been so clean. And you know what? The only match Kayjuro lost was against Forsa in the winner's bracket. That's what sent him down to the loser's bracket. So that will be a little revenge maybe from Kayjuro if he can try to win 2 matches or Forsa just takes it. But no matter what, it's gonna be quite a good one, dude. I mean, winning 2 matches in a row against Forza is gonna be so tough, but like Forza's been, I mean, he won the winner's bracket, so I mean, he's been the best player in the playoff format or in the tournament format. So in Forza, like in the qualifier, he wasn't quite as high. Like Forza in the qualifier finished, he finished 8th. So, I mean, that's still pretty damn good. But Kayjuro finished 5th, so they're close. But Forza got the better of Kayjuro last time. Look at, dude, Kayjuro's going to Stranded Graveyard. He's going to the Fringe Folk Hero Grave now. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone do this in a match before, but that's how you know it's a good seed when you start going all these extra places. I honestly do think Mount Tops would have been faster, though, than this. This is a pretty long dungeon. You got to deal with a chariot as well. But yeah, Kayjuro has this in the bag now. It's impossible for him to lose. Just because Romain cannot kill that many bosses in time. This is no way. He's got this Commander Nile. Let's see if he can avoid aggro on the Shield Knight as well. Yeah, I think he does, man. He just Wild Strikes him. Nicely done. Yep, Kayjuro getting through the hero's grave. Romain gets frostbitten. He's like, he's low health, but luckily that Shield Knight's not aggroed. Yeah, I do think Mount Tops, like skipping that consort was probably the smart play, but just going to check the other bosses plus the Commander Nile and Castle Saul. Kayjuro getting stuck on some jellyfish. Decided to go right in between them for some reason. I wonder how he's feeling right now, though. I mean, Kayjuro's got to be feeling pretty damn good right now about his run. It's been super clean. He's at 80 bosses. Still probably 2 bosses left he can take out. Meanwhile, Romain's heading over to this Deathbird. I don't think Kayjuro went over here, but it is a Blackblade Kindred. I'm pretty sure he didn't do this, so I'm not sure why. Unless he did and I missed it. See Romain's damage on this Kindred. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not strike damage, unfortunately, with this Cleaver, but yeah, Kayjuro's heading back to Mount Tops now, so he's probably gonna go check that Avatar in Castle Saul as well, and that's gonna be it for him. 81 bosses though, or maybe he gets to 82. Very clean run from Kayjuro, and yeah, Romain is just Oh, look at that, dude. The Kindred getting buffed by the perfumer, but it doesn't even matter. Yeah, for Romain, just like really just two tiny mistakes he made, dude. He fell off of a, or he didn't land on the correct ledge on the Dragon Barrow Cave. Ended up getting comboed by some enemies after he took a bunch of fall damage and died. That was the first death. The second death was in Altus. He didn't have his crystal darts available or in his like his quick bar. So he ended up having some issues against the imp, the watchdog with the imps, and then ended up getting bled and then started kind of panic rolling and then just got slammed by the watchdog. So like it's just two tiny mistakes he made, dude. He just has to have those crystal darts equipped just in case, and then, you know, just landing literally a meter to the left and he would have been perfectly fine. Hey, Kayjuro. Okay, he can't go 3 for 3 on the watchdog or the Falling Star Beast hits, but he does get it though. But he's taking a lot of damage. Nice roll. We got a Mesmer happening as well. The DTS, and that these bosses are probably going to do it. Yeah, Kayjuro, he's probably going to get to 82 here. That's a nice stun. Mesmer gets stunned as well. Got Wild Strikes happening. And he goes for the greed hit and he gets it. The snakes are still attacking, but nice Mesmer kill, dude. And the Falling Star Beast about to go down as well. And that's going to do it for the match, man. Kayjuro moves on. He wins the loser's bracket. Now, to be fair, he didn't have to stay in the loser's bracket for too long, but that is going to do it, man. GG's to Kayjuro. What a match, dude. Yeah, I kind of, like, he doesn't really die very much, man. So, he doesn't really seem to die all that much. So, yeah, as soon as Romain died that first time, that was going to be a tough to come back from, and then yeah, the second death really just sealed it. But honestly, what a great tournament from Romain, though. Like, he really was the giant slayer, I think. He wasn't a low seed or anything like that. He was 14th in the qualifier, but he ended up taking so many high seed players out in the winner's bracket. Like, it's actually insane the run he went on. And Kayjuro, he ended up winning a couple winner's bracket matches, but then lost to Forsa, and then has made it back to the grand final. So that will do it, man. Romain's fighting another phase 2 consort as well, but GG's to both players, dude. And yeah, Romain should not be disappointed with this at all. I mean, coming 3rd place in this event, which is like a grueling event, really. Like a massive tournament with so many good players in it. That's extremely impressive. But for Kayjuro, he's going to get a chance to get the revenge against Forsa, and we can check the brackets here. So that's going to do it, man. GG's to both players. Kayjuro with another win into the grand finals. Yeah, let's check this out. So we got Kayjuro wins the losers bracket. And yeah, he ended up getting sent into the losers bracket like fairly late, but I mean, the loser bracket's so tough though. Like, look at this. Look at how short the winner's bracket is compared to the loser's bracket. I mean, if you were in the bottom 16, it would be so tough to make it. You have to win so many matches in a row, but yeah, Kayjuro still won 3 matches straight. After winning 2 matches straight in the winner's bracket, he did have this loss to Forsa here. And he's going to have to go against him again, and he's the higher seed, but Forsa hasn't lost a single time. Yeah, look at this run that Romain got on, though, dude. Like, this is why he should be very proud of his performance. He beats number 3, number 6, number 2. All on his path to, you know, he eventually lost to Forsa in a super close match. But then, yeah, just unfortunately, just like a tiny mistake in Dragon Barrow Cave. And then another tiny mistake against the Watchdog with imps, and that's all it takes, I guess, dude, at this level, right? Yeah, look at Kayjuro's path, though, as well. I mean, he's had a very impressive path also. Winning 2 matches in a row in the winner's bracket, loses to Forsa as well, but beats Helios, beats Iron U, and then wins pretty convincingly in the loser's final. So now he's got a chance to. He's got a chance to beat Forsa, but he has to do it twice in a row. That's going to be the problem. But yeah, I mean, if it's a 50-50 match for these players, which it probably is, right? They're very similar, comparable skill. And Forsa's got a great chance because he only has to win once. Because he has actually, you can't see that. He starts out with a 1-0 lead in the grand final. And it's because it's double elimination and Forsa hasn't lost yet, so he still has to lose twice. And I really love this format. I love double elimination because, you know, you can have an off day or whatever and you still, like, it's not like you're just done because you got unlucky, especially in a format. Deathless Randomizer League is very RNG heavy. If you end up finding a good build and your opponent doesn't, or your opponent gets really good RNG on a boss, like they fly off the edge and then yours doesn't or something, right? There's a lot of RNG, of course. And so, you know, at least having 2 chances is good. If you're in the winner's bracket, that is. Because if you're in the loser's bracket, then you don't get that. But anyways, yeah, GG's to both runners, dude. They both have had great tournaments. Unfortunately, Romain's done. He's eliminated, but he's had an insane run to this point. Finishes 3rd overall in the whole league, which is quite impressive. And yeah, Kayjuro, he's going to have a chance against Forsa. So anyways, yeah, GG's to both runners, dude. This was a very fun match. Interesting build as well, but yeah, Kayjuro with a monster 82. I wonder if that was his best run so far in the playoffs. It might be. No, he had an 84 here. So yeah, he likes to get high scores, but yeah, he did die though. I think that's his only death was against Forsa. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So yeah, he doesn't die very often. But anyways, yeah, GG's to both runners, dude.